for Ms Macnaught.
Thank you, Mr English. Thank you, Councillor. We might just have you re-sworn since it's been a little while since you were here last.
In a much bigger, nicer room, I see.
Took a lot of complaining by me.
An oath, please. I do.
On the last occasion, I had finished with
Yes.
the questions.
All right. Councillor, last time you were here, I asked you some questions and it occurred to me that there was a couple of other things that I wanted to ask you and I didn't. Can I just get your general sense of what you see as the particular challenges facing the council over the next sort of 6, 12, 18 months in that short to medium term?
Some of those challenges are not different to any other council. I would say there are always financial challenges in council, so we need to be mindful of that always to make sure that we're getting the best for our ratepayers and for our community. The challenges of cost shifting and things like that in local government are always something that we need to work on.
I've heard a bit about the budget position and what it's looking like over the future. Is that the sort of thing you have in mind?
Yeah, we need to make sure that we can, we try to deliver the best that we can for the community within our means. And there are some interesting discussions to be had about, how we can achieve that better. How we can look at different ways to maximise our property portfolios and things like that. So they're all discussions that haven't been had in depth yet, but they're things that I'm looking forward to exploring. We need to sometimes think outside the square of the way that we traditionally do things. Raising rates is not the only way that we should be looking at trying to be financially sustainable. So that's always a challenge. And I think, we do, when I say we, I mean the council as a body, the staff and the people the machine of council, they do some really great things. And I think that at the moment, those things are not recognised and celebrated the way that they should be and could be. So I look forward to, I guess it's this process ending and us being able to, respectfully get on with the job without having this kind of cloud. But it is what it is. We are still achieving great things, award-winning staff and programs and things like that. So really about continuing forward and celebrating what we do well.
You might have heard or read, if you've been following me, observe that I am alive to the fact that inquiries like this often have a particular focus, usually on things that might not have gone so well or particular challenges, but I am conscious of the need to give the organisation and you, Councillor, and other of your colleagues an opportunity to tell me about the things that you think are going well, and is there anything in particular you'd like me to know on that score?
Look, I think that we've delivered some great things in the last term for the community. We continue to have in our in the framework of the CSP and things, we have more. I can think of a quick example that's coming up now, another mountain bike track that that's in the budget and that's already been in the design phase and things. So we're continuing to deliver for the community. It's just not always the story that's most popularly told at this point. I think that our events are amazing that we're having through the city, through the CBD. We've won tourism awards for our restaurant that we have at the Liverpool Powerhouse. There are some really great community benefits to what we're doing. We've got, a fantastic library that continues to deliver great programs for the community. Our youth council recently did some free HSC tutoring there, so they've put that into their scope of works, and I think it's amazing the work that they do. And you know, we've had you know, state government awards for the multicultural events that we put on in the CBD. So you know, I think that we do celebrate some great work. It's just not always spoken about.
And you first were elected in the 2021 election,
Correct.
so a term and a bit. Can you give me your observation of council meetings? If there's a difference between the last term and the current term as to how they operate, whether you think they're effective, whether you think things could be improved?
We can always improve. Everyone can always improve, and I'm in all aspects of our lives we can always improve. So I'm open to feedback as well. Obviously, I think that at the moment it is challenging. The meetings can be challenging. I think.
In what way?
In my observation, there's a general tone from some councillors that is less respectful than I would expect in the chambers. I think that there is an effort a really solid effort to maintain order and continue to, and we do get to the decisions. I just think that sometimes that it's protracted and doesn't need to be as boisterous as it is. I think there is an effort to control that, but I think that sometimes individuals, for whatever reason, don't respect the order that should be maintained, and whether that's overzealousness or I don't know. I can't comment.
Have you, and there's no criticism implied in this question, but I'm genuinely interested in the type of training that you've received in the Code of Meeting Practice, particularly during your stint as Deputy Mayor, where I assume you assumed the chair from time to time. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about the level of training that you've been offered and have received?
We've all had training in the Code of Meeting Practice as a general sorry, I've lost the word, orientation type thing to
during induction, do you mean?
Yeah, that's correct. I chaired a few committees before I was the Deputy Mayor as well, so I always think that that's a really good way to find your feet, is to chair a few committees where it's a little bit less stressful and a little bit less pressure. I didn't seek any extra training from staff, but I have no doubt that I could have had I wanted to do that or asked for that. I certainly observed a lot. You know that I said last time I was here that I was quite passionate about council and had attended meetings for 4 years before I was elected, so I had a fairly good idea of how things worked. I can think of, you know, moments here and there early in my term as Deputy Mayor where I may not have been exactly sure of a process, and I did defer to the CEO at the time to help me with that.
Not a document without complexity, the Code of Meeting Practice.
And I've read it lots of times and I still find something new.
Someday someone will explain the concept of the foreshadowed motion to me. But
a foreshadowed or an amendment or a foreshadowed amendment, yes.
Do you think that there might be some benefit in councillors having some more hands-on practical training in its application?
Play type of things and things like that, you mean? Absolutely. Yeah. And look, I can particularly remember some training at the Powerhouse that we had where there was a little bit of toing and froing, but I guess also, you know, people are quite new at that time and might be a little bit overwhelming. So I certainly think that when you are going to be in the position to chair either a meeting or a committee meeting, that might be useful, because it can get a little bit pressured when you're sitting there, and
you've got a public gallery looking back at you and the like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So look, I quite enjoy it, but that doesn't mean that it's easy at all, because it's sometimes not. But you know, having a good understanding of the way that the Code of Meeting Practice runs, but in saying that, you also need the people who you are trying to keep in order to maintain the order as well.
What I have in mind is perhaps general, practical, hands-on training. I saw the agenda for the induction session again yesterday, and this is not a criticism of those who put it together. Councillor's time is precious, of course, but it was sort of a couple of hours at the end of the day. What I have in mind is, and tell me whether you think this is a good idea or would be unduly burdensome, but having all councillors there for some practical hands-on, maybe some mock sessions, here's an amendment, this is what you do, but also some, in addition to that, some targeted training for mayors and deputy mayors in the art of chairing council meetings.
The more the better. Yeah, no, I think that that's a really good idea. And I guess one of the challenges is that you can't always get everybody there all the time. I think one of the things that when I came onto council, I was working full-time for a short time, and then I realised I can't balance everything. So I took some time out of my job, and that's what I think is necessary for me to be able to balance.
Yes.
So, not having training sessions at the end of the day, like you say, after a full day of work is sometimes not as beneficial as allowing a good chunk of time.
I'm alive to the fact that you and your colleagues are not full-time councillors, so that's why I asked whether you think it would be unduly burdensome to do that.
I don't think so, given as long as people are given enough time to manage their other commitments, I think it would be really beneficial. In saying that, you can't drag everybody to go, but I think it would be a great and I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't want to have that kind of interaction where it's actually friendly fire coming at you and
Yes.
and giving you the confidence, I guess, to be able to manage, and also for new councillors, I suppose, to understand their obligations to perhaps par it back a bit and calm down and maintain that order.
And within that training, do you think it'd be useful to have some practical hands-on guidance as to crafting a notice of motion, how to put it before the council, if you're in doubt, seek advice from the appropriate person within the organisation, that sort of thing?
Definitely, and I mean I'm aware. I'm not sure, to be honest, whether that was covered in the training that we did. I don't remember. I certainly know that you can seek advice from directors if particularly if it's to do with their directorate, but also from corporate support, from the councillor support. There is always somebody who can help you to draft a motion if you need a hand with that. And I also find that our internal legal team are very good at giving you some advice on what may or may not be able to, or how to better wordsmith things.
But at the early stages of a councillor's career, or even as a refresher throughout the term, what I have in mind is some more practical, here's a good one, here's a one that, okay, we've got some issues with, and here's one that won't make it on the agenda paper because the CEO wouldn't permit it. Do you think there's some benefit in that type of thing?
Absolutely. And perhaps even, going from the one that's never going to make it, showing people how that can make it. And
yes.
And yes, definitely. And what's appropriate and what's not.
Moving away from the code of meeting practice to the code of conduct, do you think there could be some enhancements to the way councillors are trained and gather their understanding of the requirements of the code of conduct?
I don't think there's much ambiguity in the code of conduct personally, but I guess a question and answer session, something about interpretations of different things could be beneficial to some people. Definitely. I would most likely go for the sake of going, but I'm not sure if I was wanting some clarity on something in the code of conduct, I would probably ask one of the directors for help or our legal team help interpreting that. But certainly I wouldn't be opposed to people being able to, have queries cleared up for them in the interpretation of what they might have trouble with.
I've used the phrase core councillor skills a couple of times. What I mean by that is council business in meetings and performance of councillors' functions in accordance with the Act. And it seems to me that the Code of Meeting Practice and the Code of Conduct and the Code of Conduct Procedures are really the essential elements in a councillor's toolkit. Would you agree with that?
I would agree, yes.
And have you come across the relatively recent June 2025 guideline in relation to free speech in councils released by the Office of Local Government?
I don't recall reading it,
Right.
but I have heard of the publication. I don't
Right.
recall reading it.
All right. Yes, thank you.
Could I
Yes. Does anyone seek to ask the councillor some questions?
Oh, thank you.
Yes, we've got a big jug today, councillor.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, Mr. Parrish.
Thank you, Commissioner. Councillor Macnaught, you gave some evidence, and I'll paraphrase you a little bit, so tell me if I'm incorrect, but you had no doubt you could have gotten some more training if you'd wanted. Do you agree with that, Evan?
Yes.
Can you just expand on that, how you would have gone about that and where you would have sought that from?
I likely would have asked either the CEO or the Director of Community and Lifestyle, who looks after the training profile for councillors.
That's something you felt you could do and that was available
Yes.
as support for you?
Yes. And in my previous term, sorry, there was also another person I would have asked about that as well. Yes.
And what about other councillors? Do you have the impression that was something available only to you, or did you form the impression that was something available to all councillors if they wanted that extra training or clarified something?
I would have thought that was available to everybody. Yes.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Do some reshuffling? Yes.
Commissioner, there is one matter that arises before I start asking questions. It will be necessary for me to ask questions. Sorry, may not be necessary. I am going to ask questions in relation to evidence that Councillor Macnaught gave in closed session on the last.
Okay.
The topic of that related to the CEO recruitment meeting.
Yes.
It's unclear to me whether the council still presses confidentiality in respect of that evidence in those meetings. But given that there is a current non-publication order, I'm loath to ask those questions in open session so that I don't breach a non-publication order.
I'm yet to be told that it's not, or what the council suggested plan forward is. So let's proceed in a cautious way. Do you want to deal with that up front, or let me know when you get there? You take whichever course is convenient.
Hopefully I might deal with it in chronological order. Which
Yes,
means
that's
open and then coming.
perfectly fine.
Councillor Macnaught, you gave some evidence on the last occasion about the CEO recruitment panel meeting that took place on the 20th of February. Now, this evidence was given in open session. The meeting took place with various councillors and with the external recruitment firm Oceans Group.
Correct. Yes.
Now, to your knowledge, had Oceans Group carried out the recruitment for a local council CEO before?
I'm not sure.
And you accept, don't you, that a local council CEO is a fairly bespoke role?
I don't know that I accept that.
It carries a particular skill set with it.
As many, yeah, well, it carries a CEO skill set, I would agree.
And you were asked some questions about, you answered a question asked by councillor assisting that there had been a leaking of information.
Correct.
And you said that the information was revealing one of the candidates. You recall that evidence?
I do, yes.
Commissioner, for your benefit, the transcript references T2074.
Thank you.
And you gave an indication that you believe the information had been put on some form of social media. Do you recall that evidence?
I do, yes.
Had you seen the information online at the time?
I don't recall if I had seen it or if it was shown to me. I think it was shown to me at the time, but I don't recall specifically.
And who was it shown to you by?
I don't recall I don't recall. It would have been in the room at the time that we were having the meeting because that's when it became apparent.
Was it shown to you by the mayor?
I can't recall. It could have been though.
Commissioner, it's now necessary for me to go into closed session because I'm now
Yes,
going
all
to
right.
reverse.
Pursuant to Section 12B of the Royal Commissions Act, I direct that the next passage of hearing take place in private and that the transcript of that passage of hearing not be published otherwise than in accordance with the usual direction. Those who are currently in the hearing room can remain.
Commissioner.
And we'll just give the operator a moment. Thank you. You finished with the document on the screen?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, we'll take that down. Thank you.
Now, after the CEO recruitment meeting on the 20th of February,
Mhm.
a new panel was formed.
Correct.
And you gave evidence about that on the last occasion, so I don't need to take you back to that. But for your reference, Commissioner, that's transcript T2079 to 2080.
Thank you.
And you gave evidence on that occasion that yourself, Mayor Manoon, and Councillor Ristevski, among others, were all on that new CEO recruitment
That's
panel.
correct. Yes.
And to your observation, Mayor Manoon and Councillor Ristevski were able to work well together on the panel.
The panel worked well. Yes.
You were next asked some questions about the 26th of February 2025 council meeting.
Yes.
And before I come to that, this inquiry has heard evidence about a WhatsApp group for councillors affiliated with the Liberal Party. Did you hear that evidence?
No.
There's been some evidence about a WhatsApp group for councillors affiliated with the Liberal Party. Are you part of that WhatsApp group?
Yes, I'm part of lots of WhatsApp groups, but
But you are part
I'm
of that
part
WhatsApp
the
group.
councillor group. Yes.
And do you discuss notices of motion in that WhatsApp group?
We may. I can't recall one at the moment, but we may.
And do you discuss items that are coming up on council agenda in that WhatsApp group? Council meeting agenda?
I can't think of an example, but we may.
And do you discuss items that are relevant to council business on that WhatsApp group?
Again, I can't think of an example, but we may.
And Betty Bastani is in that WhatsApp group?
Use in some WhatsApp group or a WhatsApp group. I mean, yes.
Well, she's in the WhatsApp group that is the WhatsApp group for councillors affiliated with the Liverpool Party that I've just, Liberal Party that I've just
The
mentioned.
council meeting group. Yes.
But she's not a councillor.
She's not. No.
And do you accept that it's not appropriate that Ms. Bustani is privy to those discussions in that WhatsApp group?
I don't recall any discussions in that WhatsApp group that would not be discussed anywhere. I just don't see any, I don't think anything's discussed there that shouldn't be discussed there.
And do you receive messages through that WhatsApp group on occasions during council meetings?
Yes.
Now, you gave evidence on the last occasion about the 26th February 2025 council meeting where attendance at the Aerotropolis conference was debated.
Correct.
Did you receive WhatsApp messages during the 26th February 2025 council meeting?
I assume I would have. I don't recall, but I assume I would have.
And on the last occasion, you were shown the video of that council meeting and you were shown a section at transcript 2093. The video was played. I don't think it's necessary to replay the video, though, if you would like.
I
it replayed.
recall what you're talking about.
And you were asked these questions. Councillor Listing says, can I pause? Can I take it back shortly? But in that couple of minutes that we've just seen, you were seen to pick up your phone and examine it. And you said potentially yes. And then there was a reference to Councillor Harte does, and that's at 2:57:04. At about 2:57:14, Councillor Harte does the same thing, picks up his phone, examines it, appears to type on it. You were asked, were you receiving text messages from the mayor? And you said, I don't recall. were you receiving WhatsApp communications around that time during that meeting?
I could have been. I would have to look back at it, but I could have been, yes.
And the WhatsApp messages that you were receiving, were they in relation to the events that were occurring in the council chamber at that time?
I can't recall, but I would assume they would be.
So you were receiving messages in the Liberal affiliated WhatsApp group about what was occurring in the council meeting at that time?
I'm not sure that's fair, given the witness's evidence has been, she accepts the possibility, but sitting here today in the witness box, she doesn't have a recollection. So I think there's an issue with putting it as a positive proposition.
Certainly. Do you still have those WhatsApp messages?
No.
And after all of the Liberal councillors left that meeting, did the Liberal councillors meet in the mayor's office?
No, I gave evidence last time that I sat outside the CEO's office on a lounge.
And I think I might clarify by reference to timing. So there's a recess that's initially called
Mm-hmm.
and some councillors go out. There's a request to go into closed session.
Mm-hmm.
That motion
It's lost.
is lost. A motion is then put by Councillor Rostevsky. There's a recess. Subsequently, there is a rescission motion that's put forward. And then after that, there is a second occasion when the Liberal councillors leave the meeting.
I left as soon as that rescission motion was lost, so I was unaware that other people left until later on.
All right. And after the second time when people had left, did you go up to the mayor's office at any time?
I went up to level 11 and sat on the chairs outside the CEO's office, which is on the same level as the mayor's office, but I sat on the chairs outside the CEO's office.
And were there other councillors up there at the time?
Not at the time, no, not at the time I got there.
And did other councillors come up subsequently?
Afterwards they did, yes.
Councillor Harte?
I recall Councillor Harte being there.
Councillor Amoon?
I don't recall, I think Councillor Amin was there, but I recall specifically Councillor Harte was there.
Mayor Manu?
He, I think, was in his office.
Councillor Adji?
He probably was, but I don't recall speaking to him.
No further questions.
Thank you. Ms. Richards?
Ms. McNaught, my name is Ms.
Thank you.
Last time you gave evidence, you were asked by council some questions about the meeting the 16th of April 2024. That's the swearing meeting.
Oh, yes.
I think
yes.
it's common ground that Mr. Ajaka some swear words towards the mayor. You recall that meeting?
I do, yes.
And you recall that meeting was attended by, I think you've already given evidence that you, Mr. Ajaka, Mr. Manoon and Mr. Farooq Portelli.
Correct.
And we've been referring to that meeting here to avoid using the F word over and over as the swearing meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you've already given evidence that you heard Mr. Ajak make the shut the fuck up comment in that meeting towards the mayor.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Is it the case? I just wanted to ask you some questions to refresh your memory. Do you recall that you were interviewed by an investigator in relation to a Weir investigation and you gave an account of what happened
I do.
at that meeting?
Yes.
And I think that was about a month after it happened. So would you accept your recollection would have been better at that point than it is now?
Absolutely. Yes.
So just this document is LCC.008.001.0017. So this is in evidence, Macnaught, but recall that the investigator asked questions about that meeting on the 16th of April.
Correct. Yes.
And is it the case that what you told the investigator from Weir was that Do you recall that in the lead up to that meeting that the mayor had made a request for modelling and recommendations to be done in an email that had been sent
I do,
a few days beforehand?
Mhm.
And that as part of the modelling and the recommendations that the mayor had sought, that at the meeting on the 16th, Mr. Ajaka had asked Mr. Manoon during the meeting which directors he considered should go,
Correct, yeah.
and that that's when things started to get heated about the issue, and the mayor, you recall the mayor saying to Mr. Ajaka that he should not be emotional about it and that he was requesting modelling and it was
Yes.
the modelling and the data in relation to the issue. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And do you recall that the mayor, after that, you told the Weir interviewer that Mr. Ajaka, that the mayor said to Mr. Ajaka, what's important is that we have made a commitment to have a balanced budget. We need to work towards being at a balanced budget. That's what's important that we get out of the modelling. Do you recall the mayor? You've given evidence to the Weir inquiry that
Yes.
that's.
No, I just object. You've put that the mayor said that. I think it records that somebody else said that. If we're looking at the bottom of page 6 of the transcript of the Weir report.
Just one moment.
Hang on a sec. Just pause for a moment.
Excuse me.
I'm grateful, and I put a slightly wrong proposition to you.
Sorry to interrupt, Ms. Richardson. Should the witness have this document
I think
or?
it would be easier if that could be put up.
Yes,
Thank
we'll have
you.
it put on the screen.
So we could go, so do you recall being interviewed by Mr. Harvey?
I do, yes.
If we could go down to the bottom of page 6. So actually, sorry, if we could go to the middle of the page. So if we could, sorry, scroll down a bit further. So this is where you're describing the meeting.
Mhm.
So I don't even recall if the email was on the table, but there was an agenda for the meeting, which was the email. Is that the email that had been sent? I think it's the 12th of April, where the mayor had asked for modelling and it includes some bullet points to be discussed. Is that correct?
Yes.
And say we were on the first point and John said, who do you want me to sack? And Ned said, I'm not, it's not about sacking people. So that language, who do you want me to sack? I'm not sacking anybody. Is that words that Mr. Ajaka said or that the mayor said?
That's what Mr. Ajaka's.
Thank you. And then he said, is this Mr. Ajaka? I'm not going to sack anybody. And it kept going like that. Is that what Mr. Ajaka was saying?
Correct.
And that Mr. Ajaka was saying, who do you want me to sack? Who should I get rid of? This is a mistake. Who should I get rid of? Is that all Mr. Ajaka?
Yes, correct.
And then the mayor said to him something like, why are you being emotional about this? I've asked you for modelling. This is a business decision. Be managerial about this. Don't be emotional. And he said, who do you want me to sack? I'm not going to sack anyone. It goes on.
Correct.
And then Ned said, I'm just asking you for the modelling, something like this.
Yes.
And then Mr. Ajaka said to you, you can't seriously agree with him and what he's trying to do here. And I said to John, so this is where I put the wrong proposition. You said the words about the balanced budget,
Mhm.
was it also the case that the mayor said words about the need for a balanced budget to Mr. Ajaka in the context of this meeting? And that's why he wanted modelling?
That was the commitment from all of us, which included the mayor, to have work towards a balanced budget. So while I'm not sure whether he said those words in the meeting, balanced budget, that is certainly something that we were all working towards.
And so you said the words about that are recorded there. If you look, did you agree? You said the words there where you said what's important is that we have made a commitment to have a balanced budget,
Mhm.
so on.
I agree.
And that's important. That's what we get out of this modelling. And then Mr. Ajaka said, who do you want me to sack? So you don't remember what happened next. This may have been when Ned said, be managerial about this, don't be emotional about this. And then Mr. Ajaka said, shut the fuck up. You never let me finish. You always interrupt me. Shut the fuck up. I'm not sacking anyone. I'm not going anywhere. You can just listen to me.
Correct. That's my recollection. Yes.
Thank you. And is it the case that at some point in the meeting, the mayor referred to Mr. Mallard, and there was a discussion about whether Mr. Mallard was one of the directors that would go?
Correct. Yeah.
And Mr. Ajaka gave evidence to this inquiry that the mayor said to Mr. Ajaka in the context of discussing the modelling and whether or not certain directors might go or not, that the mayor said to Mr. Ajaka, you just give him $200,000 and he'll go. Did you hear those words being said or not?
I don't recall.
Are they words that you would recall had they been said?
I would think so. And I would think, I like you said before, it's a long way down the track now, but I think I would have likely mentioned it in my interview at the time.
So it's not mentioned in your interview to the Weir investigator. Is it your evidence that if you had have heard it, it's something you would have revealed to the investigator in that interview?
I would think I would have, yeah,
Why is that?
because it would have been something that I would have stuck with me, I think.
And so do you think it's likely that in fact that was not said at that
I
meeting?
don't recall it being said.
And relatedly, did you hear the mayor say words to Mr. Ajaka in the same context? Don't worry about it. You give him like the money now, it won't appear in the current budget papers because the period's almost over. Did you hear the mayor say words to that effect?
I don't recall that conversation.
Didn't mention anything to that effect in your Weir interview. Is it in the same position that if you had have heard words to that effect, you would have revealed that to the Weir investigator?
I would think I would have.
And Mr. Ajaka suggested that the mayor said to him in the same context, no, just do it, in effect, pay the money. No one will know. Did you hear words to that effect
No.
in the meeting?
No.
And is it the same position that had you heard those, you would have revealed those to the Weir interviewer about a month
I
after?
imagine I would have.
You were asked questions by Councillor Sitting about why you were prepared to support the termination of Eddie Jackson as CEO. Do you recall those questions? And one of the reasons you gave was that there was a lot of discussion at the time about the financial position of council, specifically in relation to the impact of the Civic Place project. Do you recall that?
Mhm.
And you gave evidence that you believed Dr. Jackson's outlook on preparing the financial situation was not conducive to repairing the financial position of council. Do you recall giving that evidence?
I do.
Is that still your view?
Yes.
Was part of Could you explain to the Commissioner what your view was in relation to I'll just go back a step. You're aware that the scope of the Civic Place project had expanded significantly from what it was originally conceived to be as a project?
Yeah.
And that, was it the case that Mr. Jackson was in a senior position at the time that that decision to expand Civic Place beyond its original parameters made?
I believe he was the CEO.
And you're aware that Mayor Manoon was not on council at the time that that decision to expand Civic Place took place. What was your understanding of Mr. Jackson's involvement in the significant expansion of the Civic Place project at the time he was?
I object. To have any relevance, that must be limited to the witness's knowledge in, I'm just trying to think of the month, it must have been January, February 2022 when Dr. Jackson was terminated. It shouldn't really be based on anything that she's learned or read subsequent to that.
I think it was probably implicit in the question, but it probably should be explicit.
That was implicit in my question, but I'm happy to make it clear. At the time that you were considering whether or not to support Mr. Jackson continuing in his role as CEO, what was your understanding of his role or involvement in the expansion of the Civic Place project beyond its original parameters while he was CEO?
I understand that the project was significantly larger and that had happened while Mr. Jackson was the CEO. There were pressures on that, the budget because of that. There were no anchor tenants for the building at that point either. And, you know, we were coming out of a period of COVID as well, which placed a lot of pressure on the council budget. Rates weren't being collected at that time and they weren't being chased. So there were a few different pressures, but Civic Place had certainly, I can't remember the percentage that it had gone up by, but it was significantly larger than what had been proposed in the term previous, and significantly more costly, and we didn't have tenants for the building.
And what you gave evidence last time that you believe Mr. Jackson's approach or outlook on repairing the financial situation was not conducive to repairing the financial situation of council. Could you please elaborate on the basis of that view you held?
There was discussion around the fact that we needed to repair the budget and pull back the costs of the, well, you know, allow for the cost of Civic Place and the COVID issues. There was talk about, you know, if we continue down the path that we're on with the budget at the moment, we'll be, you know, we'll run out of money in 18 months. And that was something that we were conscious of, and Dr. Jackson's insistence that, or that he was happy to continue to run deficit budgets did not align with the fact that we needed to repair a budget that had gotten out of control because of Civic Place but also the pressures of COVID.
And were they matters that you took into account in the decision that you made in not wanting to support Mr. Jackson to continue
Yes.
as CEO?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr.
No.
Anything arising?
On the last occasion, I asked you questions about your decision to vote in favour of the mayoral minute, which raised the termination of Dr. Jackson. Nowhere in that your answers, did you refer to Civic Place? That's correct.
I can't recall if I did refer to Civic Place or not, but that was certainly a budget question, was Civic Place.
And so in answer to my question, if I look at the transcript, as I just have, and there's no reference to Civic Place, you did not mention Civic Place the last time you gave evidence when I was asking you specifically about the reasons why you voted in favour of the termination of Dr. Jackson's employment.
I accept that I didn't then.
You your evidence was that it was a comment passed on to you that supposedly Dr. Jackson said that he was happy to run deficits.
Correct, yes.
Who told you that?
I think it was a conversation in the mayor's office. And
So it was the mayor who told you?
the mayor was there, and I think possibly Councillor Amoon was there as well.
All right, was either the mayor or Councillor Amoon?
Yes.
Was Councillor Amoon new to council then? Was he a new councillor
Yes,
in that term?
correct.
So it was likely that that comment would have come from the mayor?
It could have, either one of those two, it could have.
You never spoke to Dr. Jackson about that alleged comment?
I didn't speak to Dr. Jackson about that.
And of course, with Civic Place now, it's fully tenanted,
It is, yes.
generating income for the council.
Eventually it will. I'm not sure where we are with the different structures of fee paying and things like that. They're commercial arrangements, but it will.
And the tenants that have been, who now have leases, are tenants for long periods of time.
I believe so, yes.
Excuse me for a minute. Back to Oh, you were asked, I think it may have been by the yes, by the commissioner about the code of conduct.
Mhm.
And again, there was I'm sorry, not again, following on from the commissioner's questions about training with code of meeting practice,
Mhm.
you were also asked about training with the code of conduct. And you made a comment, I would ask a director or a member of the legal team reinterpretation of the code of conduct. Do you remember giving that answer?
I do just now, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the past, you have sought advice from the relevant director or legal team about a code of conduct matter?
I don't recall actually doing that, no.
All right.
I think, sorry, what I meant to the commissioner was I would, if I had a question, I would ask
All right.
about it.
So your answer was that was an avenue that in your mind is available
Yes.
to you.
Correct.
And when you gave that as an example of an avenue open to you, is that in respect of if you were going to undertake some conduct, which potentially could be a breach of the code of conduct, you could seek that advice from either the relevant director or the legal team?
Yeah. I imagine also the CEO, but I've not sought that advice, but.
I wanted to ask a question about the meeting of the 20th February. I think we've just got to go into closed session for a short period.
Yes. Pursuant to Section 12B of the Royal Commissions Act, I direct that the next passage of hearing take place in private and that the transcript not be published otherwise than in accordance with the usual direction. Those who are currently in the hearing room can remain in the just for the moment, but for now, that is the end of your evidence. I'm very grateful for your attendance over the day you were here 6 weeks or so ago, or whatever it is now, and again today, and for your attendance on those 2 days. So you're free to go for now.
Thank you.
And if there is a need to get you back, you'll be communicated with, and as soon as I'm told I can release everybody, that message will be got to you very quickly as well.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're free to go for today.
I'm hoping Mr. Harte's outside.
I can be excused.
Of course, Mr. English.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no.
Everyone,
Should I might just adjourn.
I,
Ms. McDonald, I'll formally adjourn and then we can resume when everybody's in place.
understanding that Mr. Harte would be returning at 12 today. I've now been informed that there's been some miscommunication, misunderstanding. They thought 2 o'clock.
Oh, I see.
So phone calls are being made to try and get people down here.
All right, I'll adjourn. You can get a message to me as to hopefully we can resume before
Yeah.
1, or whether we should take an earlier lunch break and resume before 2, and that
We'll work out where people are.
work out where people are and how we're going to go forward. And then if I'm asked to take an earlier lunch break, I won't come on, bring everybody back in to do that. You can just communicate that with your
Yes.
colleagues. All right, I'll adjourn until further notice. Thank you.
Mr. Harte, you were served with a notice and you produced a number of documents.
Yes.
The documents were in 3 types, one being email exchanges,
Yes.
and it was email exchanges between yourself and Mr. Brett.
Yes.
Then text messages exchanged between you and Mr. Breton.
Yes.
And then for 2022, there's a small number of exchanges, but using a WhatsApp.
Correct.
Now, I want to take you to some of those documents that you produced.
Sure.
The first thing I want to do is just put up a extract from the Government Gazette to remind us of some timing in 2021. So if IMQ.084.001.0001 could be brought up, please.
Wait, can I just the microphone? I can't hear you too well.
Oh, can't
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, please. And Mr. Harte, if you can't hear me at any time, as you've
course.
just done,
Yes.
please speak up. You can see this is the Government Gazette.
Yes.
if we can move down the document, for the 24th of July, 2021,
Yes.
if we can keep on moving. And then a Minister for Local Government has postponed the election requirements for the election that was set down for the 4th of September.
Yes.
And then this 4th of December was then appointed as the election day.
Yes.
And if we keep on going, and that declaration or order, I'm sorry, in the Government Gazette was made on the 24th of July 21.
Yes.
Right. And can I just confirm some of your evidence on the last occasion? The Liberal Party had a campaign office for the council election,
Yes.
and that was it Terminus Street?
Yes.
All right. Now, you gave evidence that you recall Mr. Breton attending the office at Terminus Street,
Yes.
and I'm putting it broadly to begin with, he then became involved in the campaign for the Liberal Party candidates for the election.
Yes.
Last time you gave evidence, you thought it was around June or July.
Roughly. Yeah.
Now, would you please bring up HAR.003.001 on page 1? Oh, excuse me for a minute. Yeah. No. There is no. Sorry. HAR.003.001.0001. Yes, please. Now, these are part of the text messages that you produced pursuant to the notice.
Yes.
The way this operates is your communications are in blue
Yes.
and towards the right-hand side of the page.
Yes.
You can see at the top, it's got Jason JB.
Yes.
This is your text message exchange with Mr. Breton, and
Yes.
his communications are in the black background towards the left-hand side.
Yes.
Right. And you can see here it's dated the 22nd of June,
Yes.
and you send a message, "Hi Jason, it's Matthew, requested headshot," and then there's a headshot of Mr. Manoon.
Yes.
And then you ask, do you have Google Drive so I can add you to our shared folder? It has most clerical items. What was the reference to the Google Drive?
It was a folder with paperwork or, anything relating to the preparations for that campaign was found in that folder.
All right. And was it a folder that could be accessed by a number of different people?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I don't remember exactly who had access to it, but I think it was like a shared folder so you can share it.
Right. And the people who could access it would be people involved in the campaign.
Yeah, I can't recall the exact people, but it would be the case.
All right. And then you've got Mr. Breton saying, "Thanks, Matthew. I'll speak to you Friday about Google." And then just down the bottom, can you see that on the 28th of June at 14:21, there's a PDF document attached?
Yes.
Do you remember what that was?
No, I don't Don't know.
All right. If we jump across to page 0002, you can see that Mr. Breton responds appreciated. Does that assist you in remembering what that was?
No. In all of my communications with Mr. Breton, he, even now as a councillor, I get one-word responses
All right.
saying appreciated. So, yeah,
That-
no, I
one
don't
of-
remember.
Wondering is whether that jogs your memory as to what the PDF document was.
No.
All right. Now, still on that page on the 29th of June, at 15:42, can you see you have sent a message where you say, I see on the timeline you've put out mail out costs?
Yes.
The reference to the timeline, is that a reference to the brown pieces of paper that were put out round the office where there was kind of a timeline for the campaign?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And you say that you've seen there's an entry for mail out costs and you're volunteering that you've already got some quotes and you can provide them and they can be entered into the timeline.
Yes.
Then Mr. Breton responds, okay, great. And then underneath, that been deleted. There is an email address.
I accept that.
Something's been redacted on this version.
Yes, could you just excuse me? Excuse me for a minute. It may be, Commissioner, that we've got to refer to the unredacted version at times. We've got paper copies of these.
You got enough for everybody?
Yes, I think we do.
Well, why don't we do that and then we can see if we can remain in
Mhm.
open.
What I'll hand to the witness and also to you, Commissioner, is a bundle of the text messages and the ultimately the WhatsApp, and also a bundle of email exchanges which have not been, any information has not been redacted.
All right. Thank you. Just mark the unredacted blue and black text is a challenge for the colour vision impaired. The unredacted version of HAR.003.001.0001 will be MFI 30. And nothing's been redacted in the other bundle.
Could you just excuse me? Yes, apparently there has been.
All right, the unredacted version of the bundle commencing at HAR.004.001.0001 will be MFI 31. Yes. Everybody's got a copy of those? Those have been distributed?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Harte, if you go to MFI 30, which is the text messages,
Yep.
and if you go to page 2,
Yeah.
Can you see there an email address?
Yeah, it's not very clear, but yes, I can see the email. Yeah.
Right. And by looking at the words in the email, it would appear to be an email address associated with Mr. Breton.
Yes.
And is the way, is that him after saying, okay, great, forwarding you an email address that you can contact him on?
Yes.
All right. And then you then raise with him about some bulk purchasing of up to 260,000 letterheads.
The big LGA.
Okay, all right. Now, if we can then please go to HAR.004.001.0001 at page 1. Oh, sorry, at page, sorry, we'll start with page 1. And it can be live streamed. Now, Mr. Harte, you can see on the top of page 1, there's an email from Mr. Breton to you,
Yes.
dated the 30th of June 2021.
Yes.
If we could go first to page 3. Down the bottom. Can you see on the 29th of June, a Stephen Capilli emails Mr. Breton with a question, do you have the GSM for the letter as yet? I just need to get the weight on the system for our quotes.
Yes.
And then if we move forward, sorry, if you go back to page 3, then move just, no, go back, stop there. Can you see a response sent by Mr. Breton saying 80 or 110?
Yes.
And then if we move to the top of the page, there's the end of an email response by Mr. Capilli.
Yes.
And if we go to page 2, you can see there that there's some more material and information being provided by Mr. Capilli.
Yes.
And then if we go back to page 1, stop there and expand a bit, you can see on the 30th of June, Mr. Capilli emailed Mr. Breton saying, we just need to get you on the system so we can formalise the full quote. Look at the mapping below for Liverpool local government area, rough costs are then nominated.
Yes.
And then that's forwarded. And the subject matter is Liverpool Council election mayoral campaign.
Yes.
And then at the top of that page, Mr. Breton has forwarded his exchange with Mr. Capilli to you.
Yes.
And reading the information that Mr. Capilli was providing, was that looking at some quote for distribution of either letters or flyers for the electoral campaign?
Yeah, it is so. Yeah.
All right.
Which campaign?
The campaign for the Liberal Party candidates?
Yes.
And when it was anticipated the election was going to be in September.
Yes.
Now, would we go back, please, to HAR.003.001.0001_0002? Now, right at the bottom of that page of text exchanges, is that a screenshot that you've sent Mr. Breton?
The 2 July 2021.
Yes, at 12:27, sorry.
I don't think it was a screenshot. I think I took the photo of that document.
All right. And it's some kind of document headed "Working hard to keep rates low."
Yes.
And was that some work that was being done for the Liberal Party campaign for the council election?
No, I from what I recall, this was a something that was published by Fairfield Council, and it was I think promoting the fact that their rates are lower than
Liverpool.
Holroyd, Blacktown, Bankstown, Liverpool, Camden, and Penrith.
I see. Right. And was this some informational data that you were going to utilise in the Liberal Party campaign?
I don't remember specifically. I think I probably just sent it because there was a topic of interest talking about rates. I don't specifically remember referring to the information in this flyer or brochure or whatever it was made by Fairfield Council.
All right. If in the same document we now move to page 3. And I'm looking at the entry at 1946, and it's a message you sent. Do you see that? And you've got, "Hi, Jason, here's some light reading for you over the weekend. Treat it as the gospel for everything regarding the campaign."
Yes.
And then you include a link. From the link, it appears to be something from the New South Wales Electoral Commission,
Yes.
being something like a candidate's handbook.
Yes.
And then you continue to say it would be good to have a few of us around the details of it, includes all the rules and regs we need to follow.
Yes.
Now, if we then go to page 4, you send a message to Mr. Breton, which are pre-poll locations,
Yes.
and then they're set out in the white message.
Yes.
And then Mr. Breton responds, "Thanks, let's plot them on our map with round stickers."
Yes.
And the map you had was a map of the Liverpool local area.
Correct. Yeah, it was a massive one. Yeah.
And that was at the Terminus office,
Yes.
Terminus Street, office. And Mr. Breton's suggesting that round stickers are put on the map to indicate where they are.
Yes.
Right. Now, we then have, no, sorry. Could you bring up HAR.004.001.0001_0005? And if we start there, that's an email from Mr. Breton to you and also Mr. Manoon.
Yes.
And we've got subject Liverpool debt, then attachments NM letters, key themes, and 5 letters.
Yes.
And then we've got draft letters for review.
Yes.
And if we go to the next page, page 6, this was part of the attachment, and it seems to be just a summary of, there's going to be about 6 letters identifying each theme and the key points,
Yes.
and also when it's anticipated that they'll be either distributed. You
Sorry,
can
what
see date in
Yes.
the final column.
Yes.
That's suggested when they'll be distributed.
Yes.
All right. And then if we go to page 7, it's described in red as the debt letter.
Yes.
Starting with, could you repay 200 million? You may have too soon. And you can see in that draft, if you move down to, there's the heading, it's not too late to change this nonsense. The second paragraph, then under that heading, the news gets worse. Because of this debt, your rates are over 30% higher in Liverpool than your family and friends next door in Fairfield. You
Yes.
see that?
Yep.
And then if we just jump ahead to page 8, it appears to be some graphs with debt graph comparing Fairfield and Liverpool and rates comparison to Fairfield and Liverpool.
Yes.
And the data or information about debt, was that the source of that to be found in that photograph that you took on the 2nd of July from Fairfield Council, working hard to keep your rates low?
Could have been the case. I didn't prepare this, so I don't know where it was sourced from, but
Excuse me for a minute. I'm sorry, we're going to jump back and forth from these kind of 2 bundles of documents. If you go back to har.003.001.0001 at page 2, and if you can expand that, the bottom with the photograph. I don't know if you were able to see this, but Liverpool for average rates has got a figure of 1150.21. And then that's the figure for neighbour council's rate comparison, which is on page 8 of the emails.
I accept that. Yep.
So does that suggest that that information on that photograph that you sent was sent to Mr. Breton to assist him in drafting these letters?
Yeah, that's probably the source of it. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry, now can we jump back to HAR 004.001.0001, and we're at page 7 and then 8. And then if we move to 9, we've got a new draft letter introducing Ned Manu. You see that?
Yes.
If we jump through to page 10, we've got letter 3, what's broken?
Yes.
Then page 11, which is on density.
Yes.
Hate to bring you bad news, but did you know Labor wants to put high rise in our suburbs?
Yes.
Then page 12 is letter number 5, which is entitled Last Chance Dance.
Yes.
And then if you look at pages 13 and 14, they seem to be some of the basis of the figures that he's used in that first letter about projected debt and rates comparison.
Yes.
Right. Now, and you gave evidence on the last occasion, I think, of Mr. Breton drafting some kind of letter.
Yes.
Looking at this, it would appear that he has actually drafted, 5 letters.
Yes.
And just to finish off the letters, even though this is a little bit out of chronological order, if in these documents we can move to page 15, please. You can see the email I took you to from Mr. Breton, Liverpool debt draft letters for review. Then on the 9th of July, you respond with feedback.
Yes.
And if I take you to, for example, page 17, that was the debt letter that I took you to. Can you see that there are comments on the right-hand corner?
Yes.
Or, sorry, side of the page?
Yep.
And they're comments that you've made.
Yes.
And that's the feedback that you're providing to Mr. Breton
And to Mr. Manoon.
and Mr. Manoon with some suggested amendments to these draft letters.
Yes.
And I think on the last occasion, you might have said something like the letters needed some,
Sarging.
yes.
Something like that. Yes.
So there's this, your comments and suggested changes, is that the massaging that you were referring to?
Yeah. Yeah, that must be the case. Yeah. And I
Okay.
accept that I got that wrong. It wasn't 1 letter. Obviously, it was 5. I just, my recollection from 4 years ago. So my apologies.
All right, excuse me for a minute. Could we go back to HAR.003.001 at page 4? And towards the bottom of the page. Now, these are messages from Mr. Breton. He asks you about the location of office works in Liverpool.
Yes.
And then he says, which door does the key work in? And then if we go across the page to page 5, you respond, I take it the Orange Grove Road is where office works is.
Yes.
And then you say, also talk about sliding the glass door across where the garage door is, lift up the garage door, etc. You see that reply that you made?
Yes.
This reference to which door does the key work in, which building is he asking you about?
It would be Terminus Street, but I'm just trying to recall whether there was a sliding glass door. I don't remember, but yeah, it was in all likelihood Terminus Street.
All right. It wasn't Office Works. You didn't
No.
have Peter Office Works. Good.
I don't think there'll be a shovel outside of Office Works to get in.
And I know it's a while ago, but the context of it seems to suggest it would be to the Terminus
Yes.
Street office.
Yeah.
And from, again, the context of this, it suggests that Mr. Breton's been given a key to that office.
From what I remember, there was a lockbox, and that just had one key. So I don't think there were keys to be handed out. I think it was just one key that was left in a lockbox, and you would have the code, I presume.
Oh, I see. So somewhere near the Terminus Street office, there was, as you said, a locked box which you could open by putting in a code.
Yes.
And if you opened the code and opened the box, I'm sorry, there was a key to the Terminus office there.
Yes.
Okay. And so that would indicate from that answer that Mr. Breton had the code for the closed box to be able to access the key.
Yes.
All right. Excuse me. Now, still on that page, there's a text message exchange on the 14th of July,
Yes.
and you say sent 14th of July, you sent email. If you're sending an email to everyone, confirm with Ned if we send it to Courtney.
Yes.
Who was Courtney?
She was one of the candidates for the Liberal Party.
So she was pre-selected for the Liberal Party ticket.
I don't know if she was pre-selected at the time, but at that point in time, she probably indicated her interest in running.
All right. And you're informing Mr. Breton if he's sending an email to everyone, he should confirm with Ned whether the email should be sent to Courtney.
Yes.
And again, it's when you say if you're sending an email to everyone, when you refer to everyone, who are you referring to?
I don't remember specifically, but it would be the candidates that indicated their expression running. I think, yeah.
Also, anybody else who's volunteered and been involved as part of the campaign at that point?
I would have assumed that I would have received something. I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't remember.
Excuse me. Now, if we go to page 6, you sent this through. I can't really read it, but do you remember what on earth this was, or? It seems to be an error message about outlook.live.com. Probably not that important. Okay.
Yeah.
And then if we can go to page 7. We've now got you sending a message to Mr. Breton on the 17th of July.
Yes.
Hi, Jason. I think we need to convene a meeting with the Brains Trust to hash out a 3-week plan between those dates, a day-to-day plan, because this is the period when you've got to prosecute our case before pre-poll. And then you've got, might be good to do it online. Once we figure out a schedule, we can do the budgeting. And you refer to, you'd previously done a budget where you thought it was 7 weeks, and that's going to be a 5-week campaign.
Yes.
And when you said to Mr. Breton, we need to convene a meeting with the Brains Trust, you were part of the Brains Trust?
I assume so, given I asked for it.
Mr. Breton was part of the Brains Trust?
Given he received it, I assume as such.
And who else was part of the Brains Trust?
Mr. Manoon and probably the winnable candidates, or the candidates in winnable position for council.
Now, Mr. Breton responds with, let's stay online after Monday 10 a.m.
Yes.
And then maybe if we jump to the next page, of course, this has got your reply in full. You say, sounds good. We have our independent candidate ready to go. I'll look after his campaign. So we may be able to test our printing and distribution capabilities soon with the independent letter. just depends on when he can get registered and officially a candidate.
Yes.
Now, again, this is in July, so we're leading up to where we think the election, you thought the election was going to be in September.
Yes.
So at this point, you had already identified somebody who would stand as an independent candidate.
Yes, we did.
And was that part of a strategy that you and others had worked out earlier with, you know, when you're looking at, we've got an election coming up, what's going to be our campaign?
Yeah.
Who did you discuss or work with to identify the strategy of an independent candidate?
Mr. Manoon.
And who identified whoever this independent candidate was going to be?
He did.
Mr. Macnaught did. And he told you the identity of this person.
Yes.
And as you say, the proposal was you would look after his campaign.
Yes.
Again, the independent candidate, was it somebody who hadn't been a member or wasn't a member of the Liberal Party?
Correct.
And to your knowledge, hadn't been a member of the Liberal Party?
I
You
can't
don't
say
know?
for sure, but yeah.
All right. Now, down the bottom there seems to be, again, something that I don't quite understand, but it's got Councillor Nathan Haggerty underneath,
Yes.
and it's, sorry? Oh, it's a video.
It's a video on Facebook.
Right, if we go across to page 9, it's got Councillor Nathan Haggerty on Facebook Watch, and then you've got a question, this doesn't look too legal, does it? Can we do anything with this?
Yes.
Right. So you send to Mr. Breton whatever this video was, and as it says, Mr. Haggerty was a councillor
Yes.
at that point, and to your knowledge was going to stand again,
Yes.
or you would anticipate he was going to stand again. Okay. Now, if we then jump and you say this doesn't look too legal, does it? Can we do anything with this? There doesn't seem to have been at least on text messages, a response by Mr. Breton.
Yeah.
All right. Then on the 19th of July, there seems to be an exchange where you and at least Mr. Breton are trying to have some kind of AVL meeting.
Yes.
There's suggestions about going into calendar and click on that, etc.
Yes.
And then if you go across to page 10, you can see Mr. Breton concludes with everyone is on.
Yes.
This meeting, obviously you were part of it and Mr. Breton was part of it.
Yes.
Can you recall who else was in the meeting?
No.
At this stage, of course, you still think you've got a September election. Are you getting some more people involved in volunteering at the Terminus Street office?
I don't think so, because I think we might have been in lockdown by then. Obviously restricted
Okay.
movement. So like in terms of physical activity in that office, I don't think that was the case.
I take your point about the lockdown, but do you recall whether through audio visual means or digital means, more people were becoming involved in the campaign?
Yes, I'd probably accept that. I don't remember for sure, but you know, naturally in the build-up of an election, you obviously try and get more people involved.
And would those people have joined such a AVL meeting?
I presume as such. I can't remember for sure.
Or- Now, if we then continue on that page, 20th of July, you send a message, I've made a WhatsApp group for social media. Let me know if it's working for you. And Mr. Breton responds, yep.
Yep.
What was the WhatsApp group for social media?
I don't remember exactly, but it would be related, because I can see the next message, someone that was assisting with social media for the election campaign.
All right. Is that David, is it Saul?
Yes.
He, is he involved in the Liberal Party?
From my understanding, I don't know if he still is.
I'm sorry, at the time that you're forwarding his email address, was he involved in the Liberal Party?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it was.
Did he actually stand as a candidate? Do you recall?
No, he's from East
The
Sydney.
eastern suburbs, isn't he? Or,
Yeah.
all right. But so if we jump to that message, you tell Mr. Breton, David's just got back to me. Can you send to? And so you're advising Mr. Breton to send something to David Saul.
Yes.
And is your recollection that was something to do with social media? It's just
I don't
because you
know.
linked the two messages.
No, as in, like, I could see that we're talking about social media at the time, and I know David's involved in social media, but I don't know what was sent to David.
All right. Do you know what, when you said David just got back to me, what he got back to you about? Excuse me for a minute. Then still on this page, 23rd of July, message to Mr. Breton, give me a call when you have the chance. Then we jump to the 21st of October. Now, before I do that, the 24th of July was when the announcement was that the council election would be postponed. Correct?
Yep.
And just from your messages, it seems that you next, according to your text messages, contact Mr. Breton around the 21st of October.
Yes.
And you can see there, you say in order to run as a candidate, you must get on the non-residential roll. You set out when that roll is going to close, and you say, if I send over the form to fill it out, can you complete it as soon as possible?
Yes.
And then if we can go to page 11, can you see Mr. Breton responds, am I running, question mark? As Ned suggested this once, but nothing since, I'm happy to send me the form, mate.
Yes.
And then you respond, I'm pretty sure he wants you to. We've just been flat chat, getting the campaign moving, nomination, and then you give some dates. And you've got reach out to Ned to set a time for a meeting to discuss tactics, signing forms, etc.
Yes.
And then when you've got sent to, and that's the email address of Mr. Breton.
Which number is this, or which page?
11.
11.
Yes.
Does that suggest that you've sent a form or a document to Mr. Breton?
Yes.
Now, the person who had been identified to be the independent candidate, I think it was back in June or July,
Yes.
was that person no longer available?
I don't remember specifically. No, I don't remember what happened. Obviously ended up with Jason being the independent candidate, but I don't remember, unfortunately.
All right. Now you can see in Mr. Breton's response, am I running? As Ned suggested this once, but nothing since. Were you party to when Mr. Manoon suggested this once, suggested it before?
I don't remember. My evidence was, and obviously I'm mistaken here, that it was my idea, but obviously that's not what's indicated in this message. Just trying to piece it in my head, like I see that. I said, I'm pretty sure he wants you to, so that means I was probably aware of that idea at some point.
Just from the responses with Mr. Breton, it appears that Mr. Manoon has suggested this to Mr. Breton previously.
Yes.
And then from your response, I'm pretty sure he wants you to. That would suggest you've had a conversation with Mr. Manoon about it.
Yes.
And that may be, sorry, can I suggest that's the reason why you're contacting Mr. Breton about getting him on the non-residential role?
Yes.
And then you say, reach out to Ned to set a time for meeting to discuss tactics, signing forms, etc.
Yes.
Do you recall whether such a meeting was held around this time?
Don't remember.
Do you recall in the lead up to the December election at times attending meetings that Mr. Breton and Mr. Manoon were at?
Those two together?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was a very hectic time.
Yeah.
You can probably imagine.
Excuse me for a minute. If we then go across to page 12. This is on the 22nd of October, and we've got Mr. Breton asking you some questions. What's the nomination fee? And you suggest what it was probably.
Yep.
And then you say, from my understanding at this stage, Ned will guide his donors towards you if you decide to nominate. The cost can be offset from that.
Yes.
Now, again, when you respond with, from my understanding at this stage, Ned will guide his donors towards you, does that arise from some discussion you've had with Mr. Manoon?
Yes.
And when you talk about or refer to Ned will guide his donors towards you, you're referring to, or you're referring to donors
What are you referring to?
Mr. Manoon?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. What are you referring to in that? So from your understanding, Councillor Sistings asked you whether that arises from a conversation. Do you remember the conversation
With
about
Mr.
this topic?
Manoon?
Yeah.
No.
What were you referring to when you said in the text message, Ned will guide his donors towards you?
My understanding of that would be, obviously, Mr. Manoon has a strong network of people that he would know that would be willing to donate to an election campaign or support him.
Mm-hmm.
So my understanding of that would be, I guess with the example of Mr. Canavo, that this inquiry's heard something along those lines.
So you said that I knew that Mr. Manoon had supporters,
Yes,
supporters who were willing to donate money.
yes,
And you've given as an example that Mr. Canavo donated $1,000 to Mr. Bretton's campaign.
yes.
And are you saying that your understanding was Mr. Canavo was ostensibly a supporter of Mr. Manoon?
I don't know if that's the case, but
Well, why did you use that as an example? Sorry, use that as an example, the Mr. Canove donation.
I guess that I think the inquiry's heard evidence that the mayor solicited the donation or something along those lines.
Mhm.
I don't know that it would be between. If that's something for Mr. Manoon, I'm not sure, to be honest.
All right. But you were the one who wrote to Mr. Bretton saying, from my understanding, at this stage, Ned will guide his donors towards you if you decide to nominate.
Yes,
And you've spoken about Mr. Manoon having supporters
yes,
who were willing to donate money.
yes,
And when you wrote, from your understanding, Ned will guide his donors towards you, what actually were you referring to there? Well, you've used those words.
yes.
Ned will guide his donors towards you. And what I'm asking you is, when you use those words, what were you referring to?
I guess people that would be inclined to support the Liberal Party, or to support Mr. Manoon. To donate towards Mr. Bretton if he chose to run as a candidate.
Then just looking at this exchange, Mr. Bretton says, all good, I'm in, forms will be submitted Sunday, provide you with a copy. And at this point, you're just trying to get Mr. Bretton on the non-residential role.
Yes,
This is kind of step one of the process because he doesn't live within the municipality.
yes,
Right. And then you respond, let's do a conference call tomorrow with Ned to get all the details worked out. I'll send you the form to fill out. And then you refer to the other ticket members need to fill out the same form.
yes.
Now, just pausing there, does that suggest at this time that instead of Mr. Bretton being a standalone independent candidate, he's going to be an independent but on a group ticket?
Yeah, for the registration of a candidate, I believe.
Yeah, that might be jumping ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll just rephrase that. You agreed that at this point, you're just trying to get Mr. Bretton on the non-residential role.
Yes,
And then you go on about the conference call that you're going to have tomorrow with Ned.
yes,
And then you raise other ticket members need to fill out the same form. And then can you see you refer to the other ticket members will be my mum, dad, girlfriend,
yes,
and we're going to find somebody else.
yes,
What I'm suggesting to you is where you're referring to other ticket members, at that point it was anticipated that Mr. Bretton would stand as a group of candidates.
Yes.
So he's not standing by himself. He's going to be part of a group.
Yes.
Right. And as you indicated there, your mum and dad, and we
Yes.
saw that your mum and dad were part of it.
Yes.
Your girlfriend resisted.
No, she didn't.
And then, as you say, otherwise we could try to find someone.
Yes.
And then if we can jump to page 13. I think we're still on the 22nd of October. Mr. Breton asks you, can I get another? Do they need to live in the LGA? And you say, no, we can add them through the non-residential role.
Yes.
And you refer to the form that you sent him yesterday.
Yes.
And you gave evidence on the last occasion. That's how your mum and dad were able to stand on the ticket.
Yes.
All right. Now, then on the 24th of October, there's an exchange between you and Mr. Breton where you're trying to get him to complete the nominee part of the non-residential role application because it's closing on the 25th.
Yes.
And you can see there Mr. Breton responds with on it, Matt. And then further on the 24th of October, there seems to be, is that a screenshot or some copy of Mr. Breton actually completing that part of the document?
It appears so. Yes.
And then if we can move to page 14, there's a further exchange about this. He says, sign mate, can scan tomorrow, we'll call you tomorrow. And then you say, thanks, can you put in your residential address?
Yes.
And then you say, no worries, I'll get Ned on the call too.
Yes.
And that's a reference to where Mr. Breton says, I will call you tomorrow.
Yes.
Then we seem to have another copy, at least part of that form, which I'll take you to in a minute. Can I take you to page 15? Then there seems to be, it's a letter from Mr. Moon's campaign.
Yes.
And at the bottom of that, you've got, for your information, the first letter.
Yes.
And was that letter based on the draft that Mr. Breton made with your massaging?
No, I think we changed tack a little bit. He drafted letters from Mr. Breton back from June. This was, can I see the date? Is that possible? Maybe in October or November, if I remember.
Sorry, which date?
I think this is part of the exchange that happened on the 24th of October,
Yes.
Yeah.
which you can see on
So,
page 13.
yeah, one thing working with the mayor for a while is he loves putting his personal touch on letters. His own words, I joke that he tries to dumb it down, and he probably knows, he's good at his communication, right? So I think I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure the content was changed compared to what
All right.
Mr. Breton drafted. I remember this letter also included the mayor's CV on the back because he wanted to talk about skills and experience, and that wasn't in the initial drafts that
All right.
Mr. Breton assisted with.
But you're forwarding for his information the first letter that Mr. Moon sent out.
Yes.
And then you can see a response by Mr. Breton, how the duck am I going to get any votes?
Yes.
All right. Now, excuse me for a minute. Could we jump back to HAR.004.001.0001 at page 23, please? Do you see that's an email that you're forwarded to Mr. Georgicus at Liverpool City Council
Yes.
with a subject matter non-residential role application, Jason Britton.
Yes.
And then the attachment to that document appears at pages 24 and 25. And the first part of it, you've got the property details, and I asked you some questions about this on the last occasion, the 207 Hoxton Park Road,
Yes.
the reference to Rard Property Group
Yes.
and Mr. Rard.
Yes.
And my recollection of your evidence is that he was either a member of the Liberal Party or had a connection with the Liberal Party.
Yes.
And then, and can I just ask you, the handwriting there under section 1, and is that your handwriting?
No.
The rest under section 2, putting to one side the signature under nominator's signature, is that your handwriting? Oh, can you see? Sorry. Can you see there?
Yes, it appears so.
That's your handwriting?
Yes.
Does the
so-
witness need to check the unredacted portion as well? In fairness? Perhaps,
Yes.
Councillor, if you pick up the hard copy bundle and turn, you'll see at the top there's a series of numbers that you probably heard us reading out. If you look at the page that's got _ 0024, that's the document that's on the screen, and then you can have a look at the whole thing. I don't know whether there's a distinction between parts and not others.
Yep.
So have you looked at the handwriting under section 2?
Yes.
And I'm putting to one side the nominator's signature right at the bottom,
Yes.
but the handwriting under section 2, is that your handwriting?
Yes.
All right. I take it that's not, you haven't added the nominator's signature?
No.
And then if we go across to page 25, under section 3, nominated electors details, they were the details that were completed by Mr. Britton.
Yes.
And it would appear to be his, and sorry, I'll withdraw that. When that was sent back to you, was his signature under claimant's signature already had been applied to the document?
Sorry, what was the question? Sorry.
Well, you remember with the text messages,
Yes.
Mr. Britton was sending you through, it seemed like screenshots of the document to show that he was filling it out.
Yes.
And I think at one stage you said to him, look, can you put your residential address in because they need to check that you're really not a member of, and you can see there those details are sent out, are set out with a signature.
Yes.
When you receive the document back, the signature had already been included.
Yes.
All right. And then you then sign stating that you saw the nominated elector sign this claim.
Yes.
So the nominated elector is Mr. Britton.
Yes.
When did you see him sign it?
I don't recall. I don't remember. But I would say that during that time, there were specific provisions about witnessing of documents because of COVID. You can do it online, that type of thing. So it could have been that type of arrangement, but I don't remember specifically this document.
All right. And when you say seeing it online, is that by some kind of, is your recollection there might have been the capacity via an audio visual link?
Perhaps.
All right,
Yeah, I
you
don't
can't
remember.
really recall?
No.
Okay. Steve, if, I'm sorry, we're jumping round. Can we go back to HAR.003.001.0001, page 13? Right down the bottom on the 24th. This is when some kind of screenshot of the document was sent through to you.
Yes.
And then if we go across to page 14, underneath that, Mr. Breton says signed make can scan tomorrow. You see that?
Yes.
Doesn't that suggest that Mr. Breton has completed that part of the document, put in his details, signed it, and then will scan it tomorrow and forward it through to you?
It could be, but we could have done it audio visually. I don't recall.
Well, if you had witnessed it by audio visual link, there'd be no necessity for Mr. Breton to say signed make can scan tomorrow, would there?
Look, I honestly can't remember. I don't remember.
All right. Excuse me for a minute. I'm sorry, Mr. Harte. Can we go back to, yes, to that document and page 16? And you're sending a message to Mr. Breton on the 25th of October. Can you
Yes.
see, sorry, mate, it was last day to get everyone on the non-residential roll. I was flat chat.
Yes.
And then the next paragraph, or next part of your message is, you know, Ned, it's hard to keep a hold of him. Maybe wise to contact him directly for a time. I'll make sure to join in. Main thing is you're on the electoral roll now.
Yes.
And Mr. Breton responds, all good, mate.
Yes.
Do you recall whether there was a meeting with Mr. Manoon organised around the 25th or 26th?
I don't remember.
Now, still on that page, on the 27th of October, Mr. Breton sends you a message. What's that mapping app you were using? You see that?
Yes.
Do you recall what that was about?
No, and I put a question mark as well. I don't remember what that
Oh,
was about.
okay. That's in response to
Yeah.
that. All right. And then you've said sent an email about candidate registration and nomination. And then if we go across to page 17, Mr. Breton responds with, "We'll have a look and respond tonight."
Yep.
So the candidature of Mr. Breton, step number one was to get him on the non-residential role.
Yes.
That's been achieved.
This point, yes.
And the next one is to get him nominated as a candidate
Yes.
and also his team to be registered
Good. Yep.
as well and also registered as a team.
Yep.
And again, there are times by which nominations have to get in.
Yes.
So you appear to have, you say that you've sent him an email on the 28th and he says, "I'll have a look and respond tonight."
Yes.
And if we go through, can we go to har.004.001.0001 at page 27?
You say 27?
Yes. But it's up on the screen. That's an email from Mr. Breton to you on the 28th of October at 12:06 p.m.
Yes.
with a number of attachments and a subject, photo Breton,
Yes.
with the message photo collateral.
Yes.
And then if we look at the next 3 pages, there appears to be 2 colour shots of Mr. Breton
Yes.
and then one in a black and white shot.
Yes.
And are you being provided with these because you've got to turn your attention to getting campaign material ready for Mr. Breton?
I'd assume so. Yeah.
And that always involves a glossy photo or a photo of the candidate.
Photos like these.
Yes, right. Did you suggest that he have them professionally done or anything like that?
No, I think he already had some on hand. I didn't tell him to go to a photographer.
Okay. Excuse me for a minute. Now, if we jump back to the text messages, 003.001.0000001 at page 17. On the 31st of October, you send him a message, "Jason, how are we going with the registration form?"
Yes.
His response is, "Slowly tonight, mate, flat out."
Yes.
And then on the 1st of November, you respond, "Thanks for sending that through." Could we jump back to the emails to har.004.001.0001, page 31?
Operator, could we do the split screen scenario that might assist the
That would be
councillor to put
good
it in
if we can.
context? There we go.
Can you see with the emails, and this appears how it's done, There's been a scanning of a document at a particular email address of Mr. Breton.
Yes.
He then forwards it to another email address of him.
Yes.
And then right at the top, he sends it to you.
Yes.
And if on the email documents, if we can go to page 32, that's the application to register as a group of local government candidates.
Yes.
And you can see there, section 2, group details, Jason Breton, independent.
Yes.
And then we've got the particulars of the platform, which I took you to on the last occasion. Remember that?
We might know.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, if we keep the left-hand side.
Yes.
And then if we go across to page 33, we've got Mr. Breton's signature with a date of the 1st of November 2021.
Yes.
And I know it's redacted, but there's a reference to a mobile number and his enrolled address.
Yes.
And if you look at the rest of the document, candidates 2, 3, 4, etc., that's all blank.
Yes.
And if we then look at the right-hand side of the page, your message of the 1st of November, thanks for sending that through. I need to get the other candidates who will fill your ticket to sign off as well. Will be done by 10 tomorrow. After that, I will send you the PDF of the form. I will send you the email to send it to. And then after this, they will confirm everything and invite you to start your nomination. If all goes well, we can start tomorrow night.
Yes.
And when you were talking about after this, they will confirm everything and invite you to start your nomination. The they is the New South Wales Electoral Commission.
Yes.
And then if we can go across to page 18, you can see at the top the continuation of that message. Process is a pain in the ass, but I can look after everyone else's nominations. I will guide you through it when we get to that point. All due by noon Wednesday. It will be a tall order to get it done, but it should be right.
Yes.
And Mr. Breton responds with, okay.
Yes.
Excuse me for a minute. And then if we look at some messages that you sent or exchanged with Mr. Breton on the 2nd of November.
Yes.
Can you see there, rego forms complete, now submitting to the Electoral Commission. From here, we need to play it by ear. The process for independence is a little different to when you're nominating as an endorsed candidate of a party. Are you available tonight to get the nomination complete? We should be able to start then or do it over the phone.
Yes.
And then if we go across to page 19, Mr. Breton refers to something else he's got planned for that night. You can
Yes.
see I'm presenting,
Yep.
suggest 4:30, and then you say, answer, if we are able to nominate by then, yep, depends how long the Electoral Commission takes. I'll keep you posted. So the next step, the forms have been submitted to the Electoral Commission and you need some form of confirmation by the Electoral Commission before you can, in a sense, start your campaign. Is that right?
Yes. Is this for the registration of a candidate or for the nomination? Registration. Yeah. So it would be to start campaigning.
Okay.
So you need, just so I'm clear, is it that you need confirmation that your registration's been accepted by the Electoral Commission, then you can start your campaign even though nominations haven't yet closed.
Correct. So
And
the nomination
I'm
period, if I may,
Yeah, of course.
indulge me for a second, the nomination period is, so you can register as a candidate months before an election, but the nomination period is only open for a couple of weeks, and that's when you can be a registered candidate, and then you have to nominate to get on the ballot paper. However, to nominate, you don't actually have to be a registered candidate, so during that 2-week period where nominations are open, you can go straight to the nomination process.
I see. So the registration period gives you,
The early birds, basically.
you can kick off,
Yep,
but you're not committed to actually being on the ballot paper until you
right.
put your nomination in.
that's
And
right.
if you're coming in at the heel of the hunt, as it were, you can go straight to nomination in that,
Correct.
as long as the nomination period's open.
Correct.
I'll follow. Thank you.
but if you're part of a team of candidates, does the team have to be registered?
As in
Is
during the nomination period or beforehand?
Beforehand?
No, I don't think you do. You can be, for example, you can be one candidate. You can register before the nomination
Yeah.
period. You can campaign, you can raise funds, you can do campaign-like activity. But during the nomination period, from my understanding, you can form a ticket
Oh, okay.
after the fact. So
Mhm.
get yourself on the ballot paper and be above the line. You can go from registration as a single candidate to nominate as a full ticket.
And if we go back to the messages, you then asked Mr. Breton whether you could make an email for his campaign,
Yes,
just a Gmail account, to send the nomination form through to. Is that part of the reason for creating an email account?
I think my inbox was getting pretty filled up with emails from here, there, and everywhere. I just tried to keep it separate, I suppose.
Right. But this is actually an email address for Mr. Breton.
Yes,
And it's going to be, as we can see, if we jump down the bottom of the, you can see it's the one you created was Jason Breton Independent at Gmail.
yes,
And then redacted,
would be the
did
password.
you have a look? Is that the password?
I presume
Okay.
it would be, yeah.
And if we just quickly go to page 20, you can see Mr. Breton's response is nuts.
Yes,
If we can jump back, I'm sorry, to page 19. Mr. Breton, after agreeing for you to create a campaign email address for him, he says, let me know the best social sites to spruik my, in quotation marks, independence.
yes.
When he asked you about the best social sites, was your understanding he was referring to social media sites,
I'd assume so.
like local area Facebook pages within the municipality?
Yeah, or like which social media pages potentially establish different, like Instagram, Facebook.
All right. Okay. Now, excuse me for a minute. On the last occasion, I took you to some documents received from the Electoral Commission, both being dated the 2nd of November 2021, and one was Mr. Bretton's nomination as a candidate for councillor,
Yes.
and the other one was an application to register as a group of local government candidates.
Yes.
And in that latter document, which I took you to, the other candidate section of that form had been completed.
Yes.
You got, Mr. Bretton returned it to you with the lead candidate's details filled out.
Yes.
You then completed your mum and dad.
Yes.
And also in that document that I took you to on the last occasion, I can bring it up if you want to see it. Do you remember, was it Aaron Colley
Yes.
was also included, and a Tony Councillor
Yes.
was also. So unless you want to look at those documents
No,
were
no, I
sent off
yeah.
dated the 2nd of November. And then if we can return to the emails on page 21. We've got page 21 up there. No, not that one.
21 of the email bundle or the?
Sorry, the text messages.
Yep.
Sorry. Can you see there's a series of communications with verification codes
Yes.
that are being forwarded to you.
Yes.
And then also forwarded to you is a message, nominations for local government elections close 12 p.m. Wednesday, the 3rd of November. You have not completed your nomination. No extensions are possible. And then you respond with, are you able to sign a page and scan back to form a group?
Yes.
And Mr. Bretton says, I will try. And this appears all to be occurring on the 2nd of November.
Yes.
And then if we can go to page 22, we've got, can you do it tomorrow morning? Does that work better? I need to take the form home to get my parents to sign.
Yes.
And then Mr. Bretton responds with, okay, I will send you my signature.
Yes.
Excuse me for a minute. Oh, sorry, I misread that. Okay, or I will send you my signature.
Yes.
With the email bundle, could we go through to page 36? That's on the 2nd of November at 9:45 p.m.
Yes.
An email from Mr. Bretton to you.
Yes.
And the subject is SIG, attachments Bretton SIG. Yes, and then a message, users required.
Yes.
And could we go to the next page? That was the attachment.
Yes.
And was it? And was that the email that you received in response to the message, okay, or I will send you my signature?
Presume so. Yes.
Now, if we can go back, we're still on page 22 of the text messages. Mr. Bretton sends you a message, Reg, your email or read your email, I need you to contact Sam as he has offered support 5K for my call. I think that's supposed to be call flutes
Yes.
and letters.
Yes.
And there then seems to be some kind of photo of a business card for a Sam Sophie.
Yes.
And then if we jump across to page 23, Mr. Breton then asks you, if you need a campaign account, let me know.
Yes.
And if we go to page 24, where your response is in detail, yep, we will need a campaign bank account. You're not sure quite how it's done because the Liberal Party has its own system for banking.
Yes.
But once I get the nominations done,
Yes.
I will read up on how to establish it. Probably would require you to go to the bank. We'll keep you posted.
Yes.
Mr. Breton says, I can provide you banking details if required. Needs to be a fresh bank account. And I think the Electoral Commission requires access a signatory. And then Mr. Breton says, okay, let me know.
Yes.
All right. Now, that reference to Mr. Sophie, could we go to page 38 in the emails? That was an email from Mr. Breton sent on the 2nd of November to you and also to Sam of transwest.com.au.
Yes.
And if you want to jump back to the photo of the business card, that was Mr. Sophie's email.
Yes.
And in the email, Sam, so great to speak to a passionate Liverpudlian.
Liverpudlian.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how we describe ourselves.
I think I was going on the English pronunciation, but there's a Sydney specific pronunciation.
Should have seen my face when I first heard that word.
All right, and you can see there, he finishes with, Matt is helping with logistics and will contact you around your support.
Yes.
Do you know why Mr. Breton was nominating you that you would contact Mr. Sophie around your support?
No.
Do you remember ever contacting Mr. Sophie?
No, I had a look and I couldn't find any contact.
Excuse me for a minute. Now, if we go back to the text messages, you can see, if we go to page 24, down the bottom, you're being forwarded again one of these verification codes.
Yes.
And then if you go across the page, 25, you send a message, Jace, nom's done, it's nominations done.
Yes.
We'll just need to pay now, we have an hour.
Yes.
And then you get forwarded a message from, it would appear, the Electoral Commission, the nomination and nomination deposit have been lodged.
Yes.
And then underneath that, a message from Mr. Breton, can you call Ian on a particular number? You see that?
Yes.
If you wanted to double check with the unredacted version, but do you recall that's the number for the New South Wales Electoral Commission?
What number was it? Sorry.
It's on page 25 of the text messages.
I'm not sure who Ian is.
All right,
The only I'm pretty sure the Electoral Commission has like a 1-800 number or 1300, unless it might be a internal office one. I'm not sure.
we move to page 39 of the emails. Can I draw your attention to the bottom emails, which is from the Electoral Commission?
Yes.
And can you see there under inquiries, the switch number?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sure. I accept that.
Same
Yep.
number?
Yep.
That would suggest Ian works for the Electoral Commission.
Yes.
Now, before there's a request that you call him, there is, you're asked to read your emails.
Yes.
If we look at this page 39
The email bundle?
of the emails, I'm sorry,
That's right.
you see down the bottom, it's the email from the Electoral Commission to Mr. Breton. Please find attached correspondence in the fact sheet from the Electoral Commission.
Yes.
And then if you look at the top of that, Mr. Breton has now forwarded you that email with the attachments.
Yes.
And if you look at page 40 of the emails, you've got the letter to Mr. Breton, your group's registration for the 2021 local government elections.
Yes.
And if we then go through to page 43, there's another letter addressed to Mr. Breton, but it's for your registration for the 2021 local government elections.
Yes.
And then on page 46, we've got the fact sheet for candidates and groups at the 21 New South Wales local government elections.
Yes.
And they were the attachments that were forwarded to Mr. Breton by the Electoral Commission
Yes.
and part of what he then forwarded to you.
Yes.
All right. And then if I can take you to page 50 of the emails. You can see again on the 3rd of November, an email from an Ian O'Connell from the Electoral Commission.
Yes.
Maybe the Ian
Yes.
that you were asked to read.
Yes.
And you can see confirming with Mr. Breton, your registered group is as listed below. Please fill out the attached form to edit, remove, rearrange candidates to see how you fit, how you see fit, I'm sorry.
Yes.
And again, looking at the top of those emails, that's that email and attachment is sent by Mr. Breton through to you.
Yes.
And if we just quickly look at the email in page 51 and 52, that's the attached document, notice of change in registered particulars.
Yes.
If we, do you remember calling Ian?
No, I don't.
Excuse me. Could we then, on the text messages, move to page 26? Now, this is a message, excuse me, you send on the 3rd of November at 14:57,
Yes.
and you say you're officially on the list,
Yes.
and then you attach I assume that's from the Electoral Commission website, is it?
Yes, so.
Right, with details about the independent team of candidates that Mr. Breton is leading.
Yes.
Now, then on the 3rd of November down the bottom, you have a very long message from Mr. Breton where he starts off by saying, walking and driving around Liverpool and southwest Sydney recently, I couldn't stop thinking about how my £10 pommy parents, who, after they were cleansed at Villawood, brought my brother and I to Speed Street where we lived for a period.
Yes.
And you can see that this then continues across to page 27. Keeps on going. And then finishes on page 28 with another message, typos fixed.
Yes.
That was a draft message that Mr. Breton was thinking of using in either a letter or a flyer to the
At the time, it could have been Dear Diary. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I'm not sure why I received that message at that time, and I think that's why I ignored it.
All right. Okay. Just excuse me for a second. Now, if we go to, we're on page 28. Can you see on the 3rd of November, you say, FYI, I think you now have a very strong chance of winning. The only incumbent, and you've got, that's Liverpool Community Independence Team.
Yes.
And that's the person who, that was Carice Rhodes that you're referring to. And then there's a random independent ticket is there. All you need to do is get one more vote than both. So
Sounds simple.
it sounds very easy, Mr. Harte. So is that, I think you've described yourself as a student of politics. Is that after the kind of who was standing for this ward was released by the Electoral Commission?
Yeah, so it would have been after nominations closed.
And you've seen who's standing,
Yes.
how they're standing, whether they're part of a group or whatever. And you've done your student politics hat on, and you've reviewed it, and you've expressed the opinion that you think Mr. Breton has got a very strong chance of winning.
Yes, and I was very wrong, obviously.
Okay. And then Mr. Breton responds with, that's how we roll. And then, excuse me, across the page, on page 29, another message from Mr. Breton with, I need your help getting letter out and call flutes. And then says, I guess we have 5,000. You see that?
Yes.
And then it appears in this minor, yes, some of this detail has been redacted, but if you need to look at it, what he's doing is he's providing you with the details of a bank account.
Yes.
And was it your understanding that that bank account was the campaign bank account that he'd established?
Yes.
Excuse me. Now, could we go to the emails at page 53, please? This is an email from Mr. Breton to you on the 4th of November entitled Independent Letter.
Yes.
And you can see within that draft He's excited about being the opportunity to provide an independent lens for you on how your council operates and behaves.
Yes.
And then independence means you will have access to me as your elected representative to ensure the best interests of council and its ratepayers are the only focus of council, not political or party interest.
Yes.
Speaks about don't need to follow party lines and I won't.
Yes.
You see in the next paragraph the reference to his parents and growing up on Speed Street.
Yes.
And we saw that in the text message I sent you to previously.
Yes.
And then I want to draw your attention to anything else, Matt, just before his signature block, over to you to fluff it up. Right?
Yes.
So reading this, is this a draft letter of Mr. Breton that he may be distributing to the electorate?
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah.
And the last bit, anything else, Matt? He's seeking your advice on first, should anything else be added to this?
Yes.
And then over to you to fluff it up.
Yes.
To use some of your previous terminology, was that so that you could massage it,
Yes.
make it a little bit more politically friendly, something along those lines, or with a little bit more political nous?
It reads very someone that has an MBA type of
All
the
right.
language used. So yes.
Okay. Excuse me. Then in emails, if we go through to page 54, this is an email you sent to Mr. Breton, I'm sorry, on the next day.
Yes.
And you've got attachments front of Jason Breton's flyer.
Yes.
And if we go to page 55, we've got a flyer from Mr. Breton.
Yes.
And you can see again in that first paragraph, he's got the reference to his parents and growing up at some time in Liverpool,
Yes.
etc. And you've got his photo and you've got the flag down the bottom. Is the flyer, can I first ask you about the setup of it, or the set out of the flyer? Is that something you organised?
I don't remember.
Because it's got the, as I said, it's got the flag, it's got the keeping them honest message,
Yes.
a little bit reminiscent of, was it Democrats, which you probably have no knowledge of.
Sorry. I'm just thinking it looks like a One Nation flyer, if anything.
It looks like a what?
One Nation, orange.
Okay.
Um,
Many, many years ago, there was a political party that was keeping the basket.
Something honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keeping them something honest.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
Bit young for that.
Definitely before you were around. All right. So you can't, the first question is you can't recall, in a sense, playing around with the set out for
No,
these?
I wasn't really, I don't remember. I didn't really, from what I recall from that campaign, I didn't really do much designing.
Okay. Did you have somebody at Terminus Street or associated with the Liberal Party campaign who did?
I can't say for sure, but maybe.
You remember their name?
Probably would have been Aaron Colley.
Oh, Aaron Colley.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll just take you to a couple of other emails that were exchanged on, excuse me, the 5th of November. If we go to page 56, you get an email from Mr. Breton with, can you use the script I sent you yesterday, mate? And then a reference to the getting the bank account.
Yes.
So the reference to the script yesterday, was that a reference to the email independent letter that you received on the 4th of November? The one which ended with anything else, Matt, over to you to
Presume
flesh it up?
so. Yeah.
So,
I assume so. Yeah.
okay. So it would appear Mr. Breton's drafted that, sent it to you with a request of anything else, can you fluff it up? And then he's asking on the 5th of November, can you use the script I sent you? And then if we go to page 57 in the email, you respond with yep, and then just a mock-up. You see that?
Yes.
Then you say we've had a complete recalibration, I'm sorry, of strategy that needs to be implemented. Can I just pause there? The complete recalibration of strategy, what were you referring to there?
I believe we received polling.
It was what, sorry?
Received polling.
Is that something to do with the Liberal Party
Yes.
campaign? And then you say, I'll get onto it this weekend.
Yes.
So with yep, you're responding to, can you use the script? Is that what you're responding yep to?
I don't remember what I was responding to.
Okay. And then you said, I'll get onto it this week. Sorry, where you say just a mock-up, does that suggest that either you or somebody within the Liberal campaign have done a mock-up of a flyer for Mr. Breton?
Yeah, like the vibe, like this is the kind of the look and feel, I suppose, of what the campaign might look like, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay. Can you recall doing that or
No, I don't-
arranging for that to be done?
I don't recall doing it. Yeah, no, I don't recall doing that. I didn't really do anything to graphic design, to be honest. That's what I'm terrible at. Have to admit.
I accept that, but maybe arranging somebody else to do it.
Potentially, yes.
Could you just excuse me for a minute? Could you just excuse me for a minute? That goes next. And then, can I just put this, oh, Mr. Harte.
Sorry.
Can I just put this sequence?
cornices.
I'm sorry?
He was inspecting the cornices.
No, I was just admiring the beauty of the ceiling. Beautiful.
Can I put this sequence to you?
Sure.
In the emails, can we first go to page 54? That was an email you sent Mr. Breton
Yes.
with an attachment front of Jason Breton's flyer.
Yes.
And then that attachment appears at page 55.
Yes.
So that's the one where it's set out, there's a photo, there's part of the flag of Australia, etc.
Yes.
And that would appear to be something that you have arranged a mock-up of for Mr. Breton.
Yes.
I'm not saying you did it, but you've probably arranged for it.
I
Now,
accept that.
then on page 56, Mr. Breton responds, and if we put to one side the bank account and the call flutes, he seems to then raise, can you use the script I sent you yesterday, mate?
Yes.
And that script appears to be the one on the 4th of November, which you were asked to fluff up.
Yes.
And then you respond on email in 57, just a mock-up. Then you respond to being busy with the Liberal candidacy, and you said you'll get onto it this weekend.
Yes.
All right. So from that exchange, it would appear that you have organised the mock-up flyer that appeared at page 55.
Yes.
Okay. And then just to follow, end this sequence, on page 58 of the emails, Mr. Breton responds with appreciated.
Yes.
Excuse me. Would you just excuse me for a minute? Was there somebody working on the campaign for the Liberal candidates called Ray?
Ray.
Ray, R-A-Y. Does that ring a bell? That name? rings-
Yes. Yes.
Who was that?
I don't think he was working. I think he was volunteering.
Mhm.
Ray Chesterton.
And sorry, what was his role? He was a volunteer. You said.
Yeah, he was a volunteer. I think I think he used to be a journalist.
Okay.
So he assisted with media related inquiries. Yeah.
Now there's a sequence of emails which are the same topic. So I'll just take you to them in one lot, and they appear to all be on about the 5th of November.
Yes.
If we go through to page 59, and I want to draw your attention to the email, subject Liverpool Champion Council election profiles,
Yes.
and it's from a Christopher Bollis, is it?
Yes.
Senior journalist, Liverpool Champion.
Yes.
Is Liverpool Champion is Liverpool Champion a local newspaper?
Yes.
And you can see there, he'll be running, or the champion will be running questions and answers with lead candidates of each group and seeking some answers to some questions.
Yes.
And if you look at the top of that page, Mr. Breton forwarded that to you with, needs something from you on question 5.
Yes.
And of course, question 5 is, who are the other candidates running on your ticket?
Yes.
And Mr. Breton didn't know any of the other candidates that were standing on his ticket. Is that your understanding?
No, I wouldn't say didn't know, or he was probably aware of who was on his ticket, but probably just didn't know about each candidate that was on his ticket.
Yeah. He obviously would have known
The names.
the names.
Yes.
He'd never met your parents.
No.
To your knowledge, had he met any of the other people that?
Not that I'm aware of.
And if we jump to page 61, your response at the top is WTF. No one's reached out to Ned.
Yes.
So your immediate concern was you couldn't recall Mr. Manoon or the Liberal Party campaign being contacted to
Yes.
participate in this. Okay. Then if we go to page 63, at the top, you respond later on with, let me write something up for question 5. You now family friends with the Hartes.
Yes.
So are you flagging your draft response for question 5?
Yeah, and obviously I was making a tongue-in-cheek comment about ticket,
Right.
sarcastic comment.
Then if you go to page 65, this is from Mr. Breton. We're still on the 5th of November, correct? And he seems to have completed most of the answers, except question 5 is obviously blank.
Yes.
And there was a response somewhere, sorry. If you just excuse me for a minute. If we jump through to in the emails, page 72. You can see in the middle of the page that email that I just took you to, you now family friends with the Hartes.
Yes.
Then and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, on the 7th of November, Mr. Breton says, let me know when you have 5. When you have the 5, and then a reference to the donation.
Yes.
The reference to 5 is an answer to question 5.
Yes.
And then if we go to the top of the page, you respond with, we'll have part 5 completed tomorrow. Ray will write it up for you.
Yes.
And the reference to Ray is the reference to the Ray that I just asked you about.
Yes.
Thank you. And to your knowledge, did Ray write something up?
I don't remember.
All right. It doesn't seem to have been forwarded. If we're relying on your emails, it doesn't seem to have been forwarded.
Yeah, and I couldn't. I saw that and I couldn't find anything, so I don't know whether that actually happened.
Right, or maybe Ray sent it directly to Mr. Breton.
Potentially, I'm not sure.
Okay. Could you just excuse me for a minute? Just before I return to the chronology, in the emails at page 67, this is an email from Mr. Breton to you with postal vote application.
Yes.
And if you jump to page 68, there appears Mr. Breton's postal vote application.
Yes.
Do you know why he sent it to you?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Excuse me. If we can then go back to the text messages, and could we go to page 29, and this is on the 8th of November. And I just want to draw your attention to the 8th and then the first one for the 12th of November. Again, it appears to me Mr. Breton forwarding you the details of the campaign bank account that he had opened.
Yes.
Then also on the 12th of November, he says, may have left my glasses in one of the offices. Can you look?
Yes.
That's a reference to the offices at Terminus Street.
Yes.
So Mr. Breton in November is still attending those offices?
Oh, he must have if he left his
He
glasses there.
left his glasses there?
Yeah.
Okay. Could we then go to page 30? Some further messages from Mr. Breton. When can I see any design? I want to get call flutes to printer so I can get some up before, I think that's pre-poll.
Yep.
Appreciated. And then there's appreciated. I will flip it back in seconds. So when he is requesting when can I see any design, you have arranged for assistance to be given to him for the design of the call flute.
Yes.
And that's utilising resources that the Liberal Party has for its campaign and for the design of its call flutes.
No, it would have been done. It wouldn't have been done using Liberal Party resources.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think it might have given you a wrong impression. I'm not talking about resources as in Liberal Party funds, but if there was somebody internal to your campaign who had graphic design expertise and could help with designing a call flute.
Yeah, so it would have been a volunteer. Which,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. And is that what happened? A volunteer with some graphic design skills assisted?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the case.
Could you just excuse me for a minute? And then if we keep on going on this page, you've got, he then says, if you could get that final design to the printer ASAP, as I want to put them up this Wednesday and also send me the invoice.
Yes.
Now, from that, it suggests that there is a final design which you're in possession of. Because he's asking.
Yeah, I don't remember, but by that message,
That's what it
would be the case. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah, that's what
interrupted
it
you.
probably suggests. Yeah.
And he's requesting you to get it to the printer ASAP so he can pick it up at a certain date.
No, he wants to put them up.
Yes, I'm sorry, put the call flutes up.
Yep.
And you provided some suggestions or advice about a printer.
Yes.
And from his request of also send me the invoice, does that suggest you arranged it on Mr. Breton's behalf? You were going to get the email which you would then forward to him?
Yeah, it suggests that. Yep.
Now we're still on the 14th of November. He asks, is anyone at the Liverpool office now? And you respond with yes, call Ned.
Yes.
And so the Liverpool office again is the campaign office in Terminus Street.
Yes.
All right. If we go across to page 31. You've been email sent you've got a message sent email, and then he responds, or there's a message from him. What are the best social sites to target round South Ward?
Yes.
And then you make a suggestion.
Yes.
Then also on the 14th, you say, make sure to send in responses to Chris Boulos.
Yes.
And that was the journalist from the Liverpool Champion.
Yes.
Would that suggest by at least that time, question 5 had been answered in some way?
I assume so. Yeah.
Right. And then on the 15th of November, he says done. And then on the 15th of November, he asks you to order the call flutes.
Yes.
Then asks you to check the spelling of independent on poster.
Yes.
And if we go across the page, excuse me, you say, I will send it to Percy and get the invoice tomorrow. Can you see that on page 32?
Yes.
Percy was the person associated with the printers that Liberal Party had used.
Yes. Percy. Yes.
Again, he asked you to check the spelling.
I think I've provided evidence before that I picked up on the spelling of independence, so I think I was probably well across it.
And you've given evidence before of your expertise in spelling.
It was my pet subject in school.
Right. Now, a new topic is now raised
Yep.
about the authorisation, and this is in any electoral campaign with an electoral flyer or whatever, there always seems to be the authorised by X and
Yes.
an address. So you raise with him that there's the necessity for that authorisation.
Correct.
And you suggest can be a place you're going frequently, for example, an office residency. And then you ask, do we have he says, do we have a Liverpool address? Use office address, question mark. And
Yes.
your response is no, not terminus office. That's way too shady.
Yes.
The reference to the terminus office, you were referring to the Liberal Party campaign office in Terminus Street.
Yes.
When you responded, that's way too shady, what were you suggesting there?
With two things. First thing is probably because it's the Liberal Party's office. And then the second thing is with the requirements for the address for whatever you're authorising, the Electoral Commission guidelines, I'm pretty sure on it. There's something online about it, and it says that it needs to be somewhere that the candidate or whoever's authorising the material is basically their primary place of residence or work, or somewhere they could be found on a regular basis. Yeah, exactly right. And for the case of the Terminus Street office, that wouldn't be accurate because he would have popped by a few times during the campaign, but it wasn't his regular address of where he could be found, essentially. Yeah.
But also, as you indicated with your first reason, purporting to be an independent candidate, it would be pretty strange if the authorisation address also was the Liberal Party campaign address.
Yes.
Excuse me. And then just following through that particular topic very quickly, again, Mr. Breton asks you with correct spelling.
Yes.
And then says, I will get an address, and across the page, you respond, I'll get Aaron to send it tomorrow morning. Do you remember what that was?
That would have been in reference to the design of the core flute.
All right. And then I won't go into this in detail, but can you see there's further communication about the authorisation address?
Yes.
Something is nominated and Mr. Breton asks, do you think it's safe putting my home address? If we can go to the next page, 34. Or should I find a business? And that's where I think, consistent with the evidence you just gave, I don't think anyone looks at authorisations besides party hacks like myself.
Yes.
Or candidates, but lying about the location you're most likely found during the day is probably not a headline you want.
Correct.
And then that picks up the evidence you give that it's got to be an address where you're contactable for most of the day.
I think the exact word is like where you can be found. Oh, I think I must have quoted directly from whatever guideline because I use speech marks.
All right, could we go back to the emails on page 76, please? And can you see this is from Mr. Breton to you with subject core flute printed details question mark?
Yes.
Sorry. If we jump back, not jumping back, we're just looking at the other side of the screen. We're on page 34 there.
Yes.
Now, after the exchange about the authorisation address, you respond with, for your information, we've had 79,000 letters, etc.
Yes.
And you apologise for the late response.
Yes.
Then you've got a reference to Percy.
Yes.
That's Percy the printer.
Yes.
And then you've got call Percy and ask for a quote for 200 core flutes. Mention that you're associated with Ned.
Yes.
Why did you include mention that you're associated with Ned?
So Percy's the chair, I think, of Centrum Printing.
Yeah.
And I've developed a good working relationship with him in terms of ordering material in the past, and Ned has in the past as well. I think what I meant by saying that is, if you're associated with Ned, he will make sure that your orders are tended to quickly, that you have good customer service, that type of thing.
Might get a bit of a discount or a better price.
No, I
probably.
wouldn't agree with that. They're very expensive.
Oh, all right.
I would not agree with that at all. Sorry.
But in
They're
terms,
very expensive, but very good as well.
all right. Excuse me. Sorry, Mr. Harte. Excuse me for a minute. Well, I was keeping everything to a chronological sequence, but I think I might have missed out just a couple of things. If in the emails, if we go back to page 74, can you see at the bottom there is an email from Mr. Breton to you
Yes.
with account and details of a police bank account or a police bank account.
Yes.
And then you respond at the top, go get that $, go get
Yes.
that money.
Yes.
Are you referring to go get donations?
Yes.
All right. Can you recall why Mr. Breton was forwarding to you in the email the bank account?
No, I don't know why. Really
You
involved.
seem to have got it in text messages and also emails.
Well, he did send me Sam Sophie's business card, and that
Yeah.
was probably like an example before. I said like he's probably notified me of a donation, but that was the extent.
All right. Now, if we go back to the text messages, and if we go to page 35, can you see Mr. Breton's asking you questions about, did the Liverpool leader come out today? And you say, not yet.
No, that I said, oh, sorry, yes. He sent that message twice. Yes.
Yeah. Then he starts asking about whether he should be at pre-selection sites from the 22nd.
I think he meant pre-poll sites.
Sorry,
No,
Yeah.
Jason got that wrong. Yes.
Jason used the term pre-selection sites.
Yes.
Your understanding of pre-poll,
Yes. Pre-selection is a Liberal Party
yeah, a
thing.
little bit late.
Yeah.
Pre-poll sites where you could vote before election day.
Yeah, early voting.
And then asks, what are you guys doing round them? Was your understanding of that request, are you getting people to hand out how to vote at the various pre-polls?
I'm not handing out how to votes because we weren't allowed to hand out how to vote to that election.
Oh, weren't you?
No, because of COVID.
Oh,
Yeah. They said you have to stand 50 metres away from the entrance of a polling booth,
yeah.
and you're not allowed to hand anything out. So I remember having to wear a A3 how to vote and take a photo of me.
So you were like a sandwich board.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
How to vote card might have been a vector of disease to adopt language used about a cricket ball by another politician.
But we did have, to answer your question, we did have people still at each polling booth reminding people to vote for Bring Back Ned was the campaign slogan. So, yeah.
And also other very dedicated volunteers wearing sandwich boards.
Yes.
All right. And then looking at the emails, the text messages, you then sent him some details about the pre-poll.
Yes.
And then if we go across to page 36, you talk about some of the pre-polls.
Yes.
Mr. Breton asked you, can you approach, or is it 50 metres? And you've reiterated what you just said, you're not allowed to stand there, but can't hand anything out.
Yes.
And then Mr. Breton asks a question and you say, not sure how many votes that will win.
Yes.
All right. And then again, there's, sorry, that was all occurring on the 18th of November. And then finally on the 18th of November, there's a message from Mr. Breton. When does the Liverpool leader come out?
Yes.
Oh, could you excuse me for a minute? We've just identified there's a document that hasn't been downloaded, so we're going to have to deal with that. I also note the time. I understand from previous discussions that Mr. Bhutani and Mr. Tynan are available tomorrow afternoon at 2.
You need that other document to finish the topic. Do you?
Yep.
If we start the councillor at 2 tomorrow, will he finish tomorrow?
I
I'd
would
prefer
say
him
I'd-
not to come back after tomorrow, but I know it's hard, but if we start him at 2, will it be 2 hours?
I think the nomination of 2 o'clock may have reflected council availability.
There's not a problem with that, but if it needs more than 2 hours, I'd also like to have him done this week if we can, but my motivation is to bring the councillor back once only more.
Could you just excuse
Of
me
course.
for a minute?
Give me 10 minutes to
Just one,
cover the weekend thinking that I gave the councillor last week as well, in your calculation.
yes, my very quick calculation is that we could do Mr. Hart within the 2 hours.
All right.
And maybe if I could ask if we're not finished at 4, but we're nearly there, if people could possibly stay on for a bit longer.
All right. Well, I'm alive
Just
to.
interject quickly, sorry.
No,
Yes.
I don't, I've got a council meeting at 6 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, right.
But I can, look, if I can leave here, I want to get it over and done with as well, so.
I'm sure you do.
So if we have to, if I miss the national anthem of the council meeting, it's not the end of the world. Like, if I have to stay back, I'm happy to stay back.
All right. Let's do this. We'll have the councillor back at 2 tomorrow. We'll all work hard to have him finished by. If you were to leave here at 4:30, councillor, would you make it to the meeting by 6?
I'd have to check Google Maps how long
All
it
right.
takes.
All right. Well, let's set ourselves a notional target of 4:15 then, an hour and 45. Hopefully we'll get the councillor there in time. But Mr. Tynan, you shouldn't feel constrained in any way if you need to do certain things in the interest of your client, and that goes for everybody else as well.
Thank you.
So we'll have that as a target, but I'm certainly not going to shut anyone out unduly. And is there nothing more? You can't go any further this afternoon. Well, I might, if it won't cause anyone any difficulty, I might interject with my
yes,
weekend thinking, and then we can at least get that out of the way so I don't occupy time tomorrow.
Sure.
Does that pose anyone any difficulty if we just sit on for 10 minutes? No? Councillor, you'll remember before you left for the airport when you were here last that I raised with you some general topics. Do you
Yeah.
remember me doing that?
Yes.
And the first one of them was your experience of the induction and training given to you as a new councillor and other training that you've had over the course of the last almost 12 months now. What was your experience of the induction process? How did you find it?
I think doing the induction process is obviously very, very important, very positive, but it was a little disjointed.
Why do you say that?
Combination of things. I guess some of the training we did was obviously we did the induction when we were first elected. That was the whole day that you heard evidence about yesterday. There was a period where I was on leave where I think I missed something. Pretty sure I missed 1 or 2 different training courses. And then in other cases, we had issues where, and this is no criticism of any of the staff whatsoever, but like it would have been embedded within a councillor briefing session. Some things like sometimes that I can't attend, I do work full time. And sometimes they're hosted in the evening. So it was kind of, I wouldn't say it was all over the place, but I think it would have been a benefit for all the councillors if it was just done at one place time, or like, done over a weekend, just like an intensive type of course, make sure everyone's in the same place at the same time. But the training has been very positive, obviously, in terms of being a councillor. Also, council's offered the opportunity to choose professional development courses that might be of interest to me. So I have expressed to the CEO and to Ms. Bono, the Director of Community and Lifestyle, I want to do the Australian Institute of Company Directors course, or a couple of the courses that they offer, and they've been positive to it. So
You might have read or followed along when Mr. Breton was here, the concept of a more formal training plan for each individual councillor was discussed. Do you remember either hearing or reading that passage of evidence?
I don't remember specifically, but I think that as a new councillor, I think all new councillors kind of need to be taught the same thing, but then
Yes.
you could probably narrow and focus on specifics for each councillor. Like everyone's on different stages of their journey in local government or being an elected official.
And you all come from different backgrounds with different skill sets.
Exactly.
What at least I understood Mr. Breton to have in mind is sitting down with each individual councillor on a periodic basis. I'm going to say yearly, but he might have had something different in mind, and identifying the areas of training that each individual councillor would think that they would benefit from, and then setting out a plan moving forward to provide those training opportunities. Do you think there'd be benefit in that?
Yes, I actually think I received an email about that today. I haven't looked at it, but
right.
council's onto it, which is good.
All right. Well,
But yes, I do agree with that.
you might bring that with you when you come back tomorrow. All right. Can I go back to the induction? As you've noted, I'd seen it before, I think, but I saw again yesterday the program for the induction, and it showed that the code of meeting practice and the code of conduct were dealt with in the afternoon.
Yes.
And I've discussed with other witnesses whether there might be some enhancements to the training on the code of meeting practice and the code of conduct. What's your view about that?
I think the code of meeting practice, absolutely. Especially now there's been changes to the code of meeting practice. I think a lot of these things that we do as councillors, you learn on the go. Learning about foreshadowed motions, amendments to motions gets quite complex, especially when you're on the council floor and trying to figure out what's going on. As for the code of conduct, and I've provided similar evidence, obviously you learn as you go as well, like in terms of making complaints. But I still do think a lot of it is common sense, like in terms of how should an elected official conduct themselves. I don't think that doesn't really have to be taught. I think we're all adults. I think we all know how we should be behaving as adults.
Dealing first with the code of meeting practice, do you think there would be benefit in some more practical training, rather than this is what the code of meeting practice says, but perhaps some mock scenarios that you could work through, or this is how you, and some guidance on, well, this is how you draft a motion. Here's a good
Yes.
motion. Here's one that's got some problems. Here's a not so good one.
Yes.
And workshopping that sort of thing.
No, I heard, I think you asked Councillor Macnaught
I
this
did.
morning. Yeah, I agree. Like, I think, yeah, I'm sure every council would have worked examples of what is a good motion, what is what's probably can be worked on, and what would be unlawful. I'm sure every council's had that discussion council staff have had that discussion with councillors on what they can do to change it. But yeah,
And-
absolutely.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Had you finished?
No, yeah, sorry.
And some practical training on how to deal with issues that might arise in meetings, how to raise a point of order, how to move a motion of dissent and the like.
Yes, I think also, but with that, I think it also comes down to how the chair chooses to chair the meeting. In Liverpool, we are the chair is quite relaxed when it comes to the rules of debate. Not in the sense, obviously, you can raise points of order, but it's sort of like a committee of the whole, the way we debate things. And I think which is a positive thing in terms of collaboration with your fellow councillors. Like, there could be a motion that's put in front of us that at the start none of us probably agree on unanimously. Then I might throw in my points, then other council will throw in theirs. And then after 15, 20 minutes, we massage it and it gets to something that resembles a unanimous verdict of council, I think is positive.
Are there challenges to that type of approach in council meetings that you've
We
observed?
take our time, but I still think it's a positive thing because, as I said, there's been plenty of occasions where we have walked into a council meeting and I'm aware that other councillors will not be supportive of this or vice versa. And then we've walked out with a unanimous verdict, which is good.
All right. But in general terms, do I take it, do I understand you to be in agreement with the idea that there would be benefit in some more practical hands-on training in the code of meeting practice
Yeah.
for new and returning councillors?
Absolutely.
Right. And although I understand your sentiments about the code of conduct, can you see some benefits in similar training in relation to the code of conduct as well?
Potentially the changes and of the code of conduct that have been introduced.
Putting
I've
them
been
real
shown-
world.
sorry.
I'm sorry, you go.
I was going to say I've been shown the free speech guidelines as well. Like how those two documents interact with each other.
Yes.
I know we're exploring it publicly right now, and I think it's fundamentally a positive thing that we are exploring it. But how the application of all the different views of the government to the documents or what we're bound by in terms of policy.
Yes. All right. What do you see as the challenges facing the council over the short to medium term, over the next year, 2, 3?
Stability.
Why do you say that?
I think I was elected 12 months ago. We've appointed a CEO, permanent CEO, and vast majority of us just want to get on with the job. We want to do what we're elected to do. And to try and any attempt to destabilise leadership of the council just creates unwanted distraction. We've got a lot of very good positive projects in the pipeline in the next 4 years, and any distraction to those takes away our attention to those projects and making sure we deliver them well.
I'll come back to that in a moment, but what risks do you see to the council over the remainder of your current term if there was to be instability?
I think the community's confidence in our ability to, as a governing body, to run the council. There's been a lot of noise out there in the last 12 months, a lot of media attention on council. We just want to, or my view is I just want to move on and get on with the job. I don't, and there's no criticism of what anyone's doing here in this inquiry, but obviously having an inquiry lingering over the council's head obviously has its impact as well.
Of course.
No pressure on you, but the sooner like we get our recommendations
Trying hard.
and our findings, the sooner I guess the organisation can move on and get back to get on a positive trajectory.
All right. Anything else other than the stability point that you see as a challenge over the next few years, the remainder of your term?
Obviously, there's like local community related things, but like community infrastructure, but so that's relevant to that.
Well, I think it might be. What do you have in mind?
We're a growing council. We have our financial pressures as a growing council. And as I said, any distraction in terms of stability, changes in vision, I don't think an organisation can tolerate that type of dramatic change over and over again. And obviously it has an impact on the morale of staff as well.
Why do you say that?
Oh, look, I think any organisation can get change fatigue, and I'm 23 years old. I'm not really. I haven't really. I'm not going to claim I'm some workplace management expert, but you can tell, like from the staff that you talk to, that they just want stability so they can get on with the job.
Is that something you've observed amongst the staff? Have you had discussions with people about this?
I haven't observed it directly because I can't really interact with staff specifically.
What leads you to the view that it has an impact on staff morale then?
Speaking to directors and speaking to managers, they just want to get on with the job. They don't want to see governing body playing games. They just want to, as a whole, we just want to deliver for the community because that's what we're there for.
All right. Now, you mentioned some of the good things that are in the pipeline, in your view. What would you like me to know about those?
I want to give. I was last week on Thursday. I was at the local government women's award ceremony, which was hosted by the minister, and the local government woman of the year, young woman of the year, was a council employee from Liverpool City Council. So, despite all the noise, all the negativity out there, the state government still recognises that we're still doing good things for the community, which I think is a fundamental positive. I think the council staff have done a fantastic job at getting these West Invest projects up and started, getting them ready. I know Mr. Breton has a strong project management background. I know the permanent director of operations, Mr. Cicluna, he has a project management background. I think we have the right people in the right places at the moment to make sure we're delivering on the projects that councils receive funding for. I feel like as a councillor, again, I've only been elected for 12 months, but it's obviously been very rewarding to see little things get solved, being able to help people. And having an organisation behind you to help people is having a strong organisation to progress what the community wants is a fundamental positive. I think we are in the right direction in that respect.
Anything else in that category you want to tell me about?
No, not that I can think of at the top of my head.
All right. Well, if anything occurs to you overnight on the questions that I've raised with you, you can just let your counsel know, and he can raise it with you at the end of your evidence tomorrow. All right. Thank you, councillor. We will see you back here at 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Lovely. Thank you.
And I'll adjourn until 10 a.m. 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'll adjourn until
Yes.
10 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you, everybody.